Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO. Bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
On behalf of BVO Boxing TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon. Don't forget to grab your Raycon Everyday Earbuds, the perfect bass model for premium sound, with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They're ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit RayconGlobal.com. That's RayconGlobal.com. And elevate.
Shout out to BVO Boxing. Yes, sir. Check the boy out. Check the kid out. Yes.
My man, BVO Boxing LLC. What's up, man? Salute to you, man. Salute to you, man.
Yo, what's up, fam? It's Sharif One, the only one from New York City. Yo, shout out BVO Boxing. We appreciate you, everything you do for the boxing culture, for the world. Can't wait for it to be on top, man. Salute.
Hello, it is your girl Maya, and I just wanted to give a shout out to my fellas at BVO Boxing.
I'm Melanie Queen 27.
Yo, Free, what's up? It's your boy BVO Boxing. It's the Puerto Rican himself. D Free, what's going on, man?
What's going on?
Man, so we got a big Super Bowl tomorrow, man. You know, the question of the hour, is the NFL scripted? What do you think?
I don't think that it's scripted. I think there is some favoritism in the game because some of these referees is just like us as fans. They have favorite teams that they like. You can't tell me that you watch football on a regular basis and there's not a team that you actually like. So I think it is some favoritism towards players and towards certain teams, but I don't think it's scripted.
When you see a hit, like you did, where it was above the waist, and they throw a 15-yard flag right when Patrick Mahomes was in third and long, you don't feel like that's suspicious at all?
It's kind of a judgment call because we looking at it from a different angle than what the referees might be saying it. So a lot of times it's the back judge the back referee that calls that penalty. Every once in a while you'll get a side judge that will call it, but it's usually the back judge. So he's looking at from the back, and it might look a lot worse than what we see because we see it from the side view or we see the front view. So when you're sitting behind, and they usually probably about 5 or 10 yards behind the actual play, when you're watching the play from behind, it might look a lot worse than what it really is. So, I mean, it's kind of a judgment call, but I think they should have replays on certain penalty calls, especially when it gets close to the last quarter and a team is driving to try to either tie the game or win the game. I think it should be a way where they can have replays to go back and find out if that was the right call to make, or if they actually missed a call. Like a team could say, "Hey, that was pass interference," the judge and the referee be like, "I didn't see it." They should be able to throw a challenge flag and see, and they can go back and watch and see, yeah, that was pass interference. Because we done seen plenty of times where a person got hit in the end zone and they didn't throw the flag. And they say, "Oh, I didn't see it." So,
the reason I say that is, sometimes when you watch these games, it's kind of mundane because you're pretty much watching nothing but spread. It's only about 2 or 3 teams that actually run what we would call a traditional pro style, behind the QB single back offense. So, do you think just how things are set, where it's a lot faster? Because when you're doing a shotgun, you got a lot more options, a lot more moving parts. Do you think that's why we get so many calls these days?
Yeah, I think because you gotta remember the referees are trying to watch so many different people, because you got the quarterback that they're trying to watch. They watching the running back, they watching the line of scrimmage, they watching the wide receivers, and they watching the defensive players. So it's so many different things that they gotta watch at the same time, that sometimes we get calls that we shouldn't get, and sometimes we don't get calls that we should get. So it's so many different. I mean, it might have to come to a point where you're gonna have to have more referees. Certain referees that watch only the defense, and then you got other referees that only watch the offense. That way, it can be evenly spread across the board, because you got the two sides, the two line judges. One of them is looking at the defensive line, the other one is looking at the offensive line. For the most part, that's what they're supposed to be doing. But 9 times out of 10, they probably watching other things. If a wide receiver run on a motion, they probably looking at him and not really paying attention to the line of scrimmage. So it's a lot of different things that they gotta watch at the same time.
I think the thing, STN, the Sports Talk Network, man, that's the new movement, man. I definitely, as Crush would say, DS3. Definitely my man Josh Sanders, man. Y'all should come be a part of our family, man. We just here giving you guys good content. We're gonna expand beyond boxing, and it's a cool thing because we even got a Puerto Rican, man, D3. You know, they said we couldn't get Puerto Ricans on board. We got Thomas Hill, another Puerto Rican. We even got a Cuban with Tommy. So it's a bunch of Spanish niggas and brothers come together, do something special. But I'll say this: the thing I'm wondering is why so many guys play Patrick Mahomes too single high, which I think is why he gets some of the calls he gets, is because it's almost like they're daring him to throw the ball, which is something which you really hadn't seen this since Tom Brady. Why do you think they dare Patrick to throw the ball so much?
I mean, a lot of times it's not a problem to dare Patrick Mahomes to throw the ball, as long as you can keep him contained. If you let him go off script, that's when Patrick Mahomes is at his dangerous, because you don't know if he's going to actually run the ball, if he's going to throw it to the flats, if he's going to throw it across the middle, if he's going to throw a deep ball. You don't know where he's going to throw the ball. If they can keep him contained, it's easier to pay attention to what the quarterback is doing, and that comes from the defensive line. The defensive line gotta not let that not allow Patrick Mahomes to break the contain, because it's the same thing with all scrambling quarterbacks. You want to keep them in a pocket, because a lot of times those scrambling quarterbacks, most of them are very good throwing the ball on the run. So you want to keep them in a pocket, because you can pretty much watch them easier by them being in a pocket, and the D-backs know they can more so keep an eye on the wide receiver or the person that they're checking, instead of paying attention to the quarterback. Because when that quarterback breaks the contain, now you got to worry about, okay, is he going to run? And a lot of times those D-backs will cheat up if they think the quarterback is going to run. That's how the wide receivers get behind them. But if you got a good defense, you can play the cover 2, but you gotta have physical and you gotta have athletic D-backs. If you don't have physical and athletic D-backs, the cover 2, you'll get carved up against a good quarterback all day long, because all you're doing is playing a zone. A cover 2 is nothing but a zone. It's man, but it's more so man on the outside. Everything else is pretty much zone. You'll hold your man until he get to a certain side of the field, and then you'll release him to somebody else. So it's still a zone. It's man to a certain extent. But when they playing that cover 2, the quarterbacks be having field days with that cover 2.
See, my whole thing is, I remember when they lost Tyreek Hill, when they lost Cheetah, and I said, well, you know what? They're going to still win, but they won't blow the doors off of people like they did before. My only thing is, I'm just wondering why it's I still to this day wonder why they're having such a hard time finding a deep threat to kind of coincide with Travis Kelsey, because one of the greatest for this same offense that they're running, which is pretty much West Coast. I mean, when you see this offense spread out like this, Andy Reid is a son of Mike Holmgren. Mike Holmgren is a son of the great Bill Walsh, and we all know Bill Walsh is great for the West Coast. But the thing that I think is that's really missing is having someone to break the top. When you don't have someone to break the top, I think it kind of makes it tougher for the Chiefs. But the thing I will say is the quarterback play has been so exceptional by Patrick Mahomes that he's doing something. I've never seen a guy not have someone who can break the top. Bust his head on the goalpost, and he still can score. I mean, they have a decent running game, and we know Patrick Mahomes can take off. But it's been a long time, maybe since Tom Brady, where I've seen a team just not have the weapons and he's still winning. So does this mean that he's just that special? What do you think?
No, I mean they got a deep threat. He's a rookie this year, so they haven't used him the same way they used Tyreek Hill. Xavier Worthy, he's a deep threat. He's a speeder, but the problem is he's a rookie, and he's small. He's real small. He's even smaller than Tyreek Hill. So they using him more so in the flats, coming out on sweeps and quick passes, because once he gets to the open field, he can outrun just about anybody. But the problem with the Kansas City Chiefs in finding that other deep threat that you were talking about is because they're always in a Super Bowl. The guys that they're looking for are usually taken because they get in the last pick or they get next to the last pick. So
Yeah.
those guys are gone. And a lot of times when you get a speed guy on your team, you very seldom let them go. It's only when a person is just wanting outrageous money that those guys become available.
I still to this day, maybe I can be wrong in this. I'll never understand why Cheetah couldn't have taken maybe 2 or 3 million less and they make it up to him to stay with Kansas City, because I'll be honest with you, if they had Cheetah, I would honestly say there's a chance that they could do 4, maybe 5 in a row, because I mean, especially, and like I know, man, the quarterback play. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, look at my notes. He hasn't had a turnover since week 8. I mean, the dude doesn't fumble the ball, which Joe Burrow does a lot, which Josh Allen does a lot. See, people don't realize, they just see interceptions. They don't realize that when you fumble, that don't count as a turnover. But that's a major turnover, man. Them fumbles.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
fumbles really add up, and I think for me, and I could be wrong, people could disagree with me. I feel like Patrick Mahomes takes care of the ball when it matters, because one thing about Joe Burrow might only throw 4 picks, but he's going to throw them at the end of the game and just deflate you when he throws them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's the thing that people overlook when it came to Jaden Daniels. Yeah, Jaden Daniels had 9 interceptions, well, really 10 at the end of the season. He threw that last one in the playoffs against the Philadelphia Eagles. But
that wasn't
what
his
they
fault. I
yeah,
had
I
all
mean,
that time.
it was a last second Hail Murray that he was just trying to get a ball
No,
in the end
I'm
zone.
talking about a few of his. Excuse me, I didn't
Oh
mean to
yeah.
interrupt.
Some
A
of
few of
them
his
wasn't
have
his
kind
fault.
of popped off people's hands. I
Yeah.
don't.
Some of those wasn't his fault. But what a
Yeah.
lot of people overlook is he never had a fumble. The whole season, he never had a fumble. That man,
Oh, he didn't. I didn't realize that. Now,
I
that's
didn't
huge.
realize that
That's huge.
until I was watching film on Jaden Daniel. I think it was the day before yesterday, and they was like, "Do you realize this rookie is the only rookie quarterback in the history of football to never have a fumble and he started every single game, and he never had a fumble this year. He went the whole year with no fumbles."
That's amazing. Because one thing that we get in the NFL is, to me, I call it empty calories. People live and die by QBR, but QBR to me, it counts a lot of stuff that don't matter. I think the main thing you gotta look at is turnovers and interceptions. These guys do a great job of not turning the ball over through interceptions, but I'm telling you, the ball security in the NFL has been horrible. We seen the offensive player of the year, Lamar Jackson, fumble like at the most inopportune time.
Yeah.
We see Andrews fumble, and I'm trying to tell you, man, a quarterback who fumbles the ball is one of the worst things you can have, and that's why Josh Allen hasn't won a Super Bowl because he's a turnover machine. Not interception wise, I'm talking about fumble wise. He's going to cough that ball up, and I'm just shocked that coaches have let him cough their ball up because that's the
I actually
last thing you do is let the coach's ball hit the field.
I actually think that Buffalo could have won that game. They there was something that they had success with, and they went away from it. And I don't understand why they went away from it. Devin Cook was carving up Kansas City.
Hmm.
He was averaging like 7 yards a carry, and I'm like, and I think it was the either like the midway through the third quarter or the beginning of the third quarter. They stopped running the ball. They started using Josh Allen as the running back instead of giving it to Devin Cook. I'm like, what are they doing? This man is averaging 7 yards a carry. Why are y'all not running the ball?
But they
So I think,
always do that though, Free. You don't you
yeah,
don't notice that they
yeah,
always do something like
and
one.
it cost them the game because they had an opportunity at the end of that game to win, and they just went away from running Devin Cook. So I mean, I don't think they're gonna ever get over that hump because it's this was the only I think the only opportunity they had a chance to get over the hump because this is the one season that we saw Patrick Mahomes not being that Patrick Mahomes that we used to knowing, where he's pretty much flawless. This Patrick Mahomes this year, he had a lot of mistakes and he won a lot of games um, off of pretty much luck. They got the luck of the bounce of the ball on a lot of games. I think it was like nine games. It came down to the last minute, and they won by the luck of the bounce. And so this was the only opportunity that they had to beat Patrick Mahomes. I don't think they're going to ever make it to the Super Bowl. Not with that. Not with Josh Allen as the quarterback.
So what do you think about? I know you're a defensive player. What do you think about Steve Spagnolia's performance as DC this year? I mean, I would say for me, he's been my coach of the year as far as coordinator of the year, man. I mean,
Who's
outstanding.
that? Who's that?
Steve Spagnolia.
Oh,
Remember,
for Kansas City.
yeah, the defensive coordinator.
He's gotten a lot better. He was always a good defensive coordinator, um, but when he tried to be a head coach, it didn't work out for him. He's more of a position. I mean, a
He's a
coordinator.
yeah, he's a coordinator for
Yeah,
sure.
he's more of a coordinator. Like you have some coordinators, they only can be coordinators. Then you have some that can actually be a head coach, and he's one of those ones who he's better as a coordinator, not a head coach. But his defense is when if you it just goes to show if you have the right pieces to run the defense that you want to run, you're gonna have a dominant defense because he doesn't have all the pieces that he wants, but he got the right pieces in the right spots where he need them. Like he got it on the defensive line, he got it in the linebackers, and he got one or two in the secondary. He don't have all of them, but he has a lot of the key players that he needs. And when you got those key players in the right positions, you're gonna have a dominant defense. It might not be number one, but it's going to be somewhere in the top 10. You're going to have a dominant defense.
So when you see what you're seeing as far as with like Steve Spagnolia, do you think that someone to give him an opportunity as a head coach after this, or what do you think?
Well, I do know there's one head coach. I mean, there's one coordinator, which is the offensive coordinator, who actually has a job waiting on him, and they just wait until after the Super Bowl, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator. They're pretty much saying that job is his in New Orleans. They just waiting on the
Oh yeah,
Super
yeah,
Bowl
yeah,
to
for
end.
sure, for sure,
So,
for sure.
but
Because they don't have no quarterback. Let me ask you this real quick. I
mhm.
didn't mean to cut, but I want to ask you this because I don't want to forget this. Do you give him credit? Because to me, Jalen Hurts has looked like dog crap this whole year, or is that just me?
Um, no, Jaden Hurts this year, he's been put in a position where he just had to manage the game. He didn't have to win the game, and as long as he didn't lose the game, he did what they expect him to do. He's been put in a position where he just had to manage the game, and so I think it was a good scheme from the offensive coordinator to say, okay, we know Jalen Hurts is not the best passer, so we're going to try to keep the ball out of his hands as much as possible. And when we do allow him to throw the ball, we're going to make 60% of his throws quick throws, not no deep throws where they got to wait for the play to develop down the field. They're going to make it quick throws. So he did a good job in that. I don't know how he's going to do in New Orleans if he does take that job, because, like you said, they don't have a quarterback now. It's not a quarterback-friendly draft this year, so I don't know exactly what they're going to do as far as the quarterback situation. They got Derek Carr. They don't plan on getting rid of Derek Carr. They said they were going to keep him. So, Derek Carr. They got Derek Carr, so they don't plan on getting rid of him, but they're going to need some other weapons, because Alvin Kamara as your only weapon is not going to cut it in New Orleans. You got Tampa Bay. You got who's in their division? Tampa Bay.
What happened to Michael Thompson?
Oh, when he came back, I think it was year before last. He came back after his year-long injury. He was never the same, and they pretty much just let him go. He's never been the same.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what happened to him, man.
Well, they pretty much just let him go because he ain't never been the same.
Yeah. One thing I will say is when I seen Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech, I'll be honest, I didn't see this. I think, and I don't know if you agree with me on this, I feel like they did what they did with Aaron Rodgers. I feel like they retooled him a lot, because if you look at his delivery, it's different. If you look at the way he moves in the pocket, it's different. The only thing that's anything similar to what we see in Texas Tech is like that sidearm Brett Favre type of stuff. But do you think that year of them retooling him made him the guy we see today?
I think it's him not starting as a rookie and being able to develop a pro-style quarterback, get acclimated to the pros, benefit him, because he's not the typical quarterback as far as throwing motion. He doesn't have the typical quarterback throwing motion. He will throw a sidearm here and there. I think if he would have came in and started as a rookie, I think he would have got beat up badly, and he probably wouldn't be as confident in his arm as he is now, because a lot of times those quarterbacks that's not ready for the pros and they get beat up in their rookie year, they lose a lot of confidence. If they throw a lot of interceptions, it's very few that stay confident, but majority of them, they lose their confidence. Like Peyton Manning, he's one of those few that stay confident, because his rookie year, he had 28 touchdowns, 26 interceptions. He's one of the few that said, I'm just going to throw the ball. I'm going to live and die by my arm, regardless of what happened.
What about Joey Burrow?
I mean, like I said, some of them will be confident. Some of them won't. They'll shy away from it, because they either you on a team with a bad offensive line and you taking a lot of hits, where you'll lose your confidence and sitting in the pocket. You'll get that as soon as you feel like pressure is on you, you'll take off and try to run. Or if you're not acclimated with the speed of the game and you throw a lot of interceptions, you're hesitant for throwing the downfield ball. You're more so checked down to your running backs or your tight ends, because you're not confident in throwing the ball downfield, because you had so many interceptions your first year or your first couple of years. You're like, okay, I don't want nobody to cut me, so let me just check it down to the easy throw instead of trying to make the big throw.
Well, I'll ask you this before I bring my man Sugar King. So when I look at the landscape of football, have you seen a better job of drafting than what you've seen with the Philadelphia Eagles? I don't think I've ever seen, maybe since the 80s 49ers, this type of level of high-level drafting. They've done a terrific job, because their whole defense is brand new. Fletcher Cox, all those older guys are all gone on the defense, and I feel like their defense is better than ever. So I'm just saying, what do you think about the job that the Eagles have done to retool the whole team within just 2 years?
They did an excellent job. They always had a nice front office. I mean, you can go all the way back to when they had what's that, Rex Ryan father. I'm sorry. Yeah, Rex Ryan father. When they had Buddy Ryan. You can go all the way back to when they had Buddy Ryan. They always had a good front office. That's one thing that you could say about the Eagles. They had a good front office. It's almost similar to the Ravens and the Steelers. They got a good front office. They always draft well. A lot of those teams that has a good front office, they draft very well, and they keep that front office intact for the most part, and let somebody get a position offered to them that they can't refuse. For the most part, they keep that front office intact because they keep that team always in contention of playing for either the division or playing for the conference championship. So Philly was always known as one of those teams that had a great front office.
Yeah, salute to my man Sugar Cane, and salute to my man, aka Azu Pet, Mr. Sweep out front, the man of God. Tommy, what's going on, man?
yo.
Chop cheese, Tommy.
Funny guy, man. What's going on, guys? How's everything?
All is well. What you think about this, Marky? I know you kind of new to football. You more of a soccer fan, but who you got winning tomorrow?
You mean Sunday?
I mean Sunday. Sorry,
Sunday.
Yeah, of course I got my Birds. I think that this is a special football team. Obviously, the Chiefs themselves are the special football team themselves. You could really consider them to be God's football team. They've won 2 back-to-back, and they have a really good chance of winning 3. And if they could do it, then, you'd have to look at them as the best dynasty ever. But this Eagles team, on both sides of the ball, up front, we are special. The NFC Championship game, we had 2 different centers come in, and both guys dominated. Saquon Barkley, I expect him to do what he's going to do. Jalen Hurts is not going to turn the football over. He's going to put us in a position to win. And I just see us – I can actually see us winning by double by 2 possessions. I really can. Like, this Chiefs team, I give them credit. They have a great defense themselves. And BVO, you asked the question, has a team done a better job at drafting? I would have to also give it to the Chiefs. You look at what they did with that Tyreek Hill, the draft picks they got from Tyreek Hill. They drafted George Karlaftis. They got Trent McDuffie. They drafted their current starting safety. And I think they got their defensive tackle, and they drafted their defensive tackle too, to go along with Chris, to go next to Chris Jones. So I also have to give their front office a lot of credit. But that being said, I just think that this team is too special. Now, obviously, the Chiefs, their wide receiver room, even though they have talent, Hollywood Brown is back. Worthy has been playing well. D-Hop he's been missing recently, but they just have been they just haven't been playing well in against the Texans, or no, it hasn't even been the wide receiver room that's been troubling them this year. It's really been the offensive line. But I feel like against the Texans, when me and Free were watching, I don't know, like a lot of things just weren't going right with them. But whenever they play the Bills in the postseason, they just seem to always have it together. But like I said, I fully expect my team to win on Sunday. I just think it's a special football team.
Yeah, I can see exactly what you're saying. But let me ask you this, Puerto Rican Tommy. So from what you're seeing in this matchup, what do you think will be the biggest difference? Will it be the fact that Philadelphia has 2 number 1s? Or do you think that the fact that they have a better defense with Chris Jones in the game for Kansas City? What do you think is going to be the edge?
I think the edge is going to be coaching. I think coaching is the big key of this. Everybody's going to talk about the referees and how Kansas City always get the calls, but, they have the best 2 coaches in the game right now. They got the best defensive coordinator and the best head coach right now. And I think, the defensive coordinator, Spags, is I think he's probably the best that we've seen in a long time. I mean, he's the key as to why, this Kansas City defense plays so well. Got 2 weeks to prepare for the Eagles, right? It's a little bit different Eagle team than when they beat them a couple of years ago. With Saquon Barkley being on the team, but I feel like he's gonna, I feel like he's seen it all. I think they're gonna game plan about him. Like they're gonna contain Saquon, and I see the Chiefs winning, not easy, but comfortably, if that makes any sense. And I think they win because of their defense. The Eagles defense has played a lot better second half of the season ever since, I guess, the Falcon game. The secondary has played, much better. Mahomes hasn't looked like Superman like he has, a few years ago. They're more of a running team now, and they got Kelsey. Kelsey is Kelsey. The other tight end usually does well too in Gray, but I just feel like the defense is what separates them. I think that's how Kansas City wins games. They're not going to blow you out. The games will be close. They know how to win close games too. But if I have to pick a key of this game, I think coaching is the key.
I'm glad you mentioned that too, because I think the X factor in this game, I mean, we all know the stars of the games or whatever on both sides of the ball, but I think the X factor is going to be Pacheco. Pacheco, because he hasn't been there all year, and he started off slow coming back. I think he might be just now getting in his groove. And then you got Kareem Hunt back there. I think Pacheco might be the X factor in this game because he can catch the ball out of the backfield and he can run the ball.
Well, let me ask you guys this. I think one thing I'd be remiss if I didn't bring this up. Whenever we've had in the 50-plus Super Bowls, whenever we had a rematch, the whoever won, the person who lost has always won the last 4. I think it's the last 6 times that we had rematches. The person who lost the year before lost. So I don't know if that does anything for the Eagles. I just to say this: I've never seen a team have 2 number 1 quarterbacks and they can't get them the ball. I would honestly, if I was the Eagles, I would probably explore getting a quarterback. What do you guys think about how poor Jalen Hurts has played?
Well, firstly, Jalen Hurts has not played poor. He's doing exactly what they ask him to do. They throw the ball 21 to 24 times a game, and they hand it off to Saquon, who could get you anywhere from 100 to 150 yards. So, no, I mean, and the man has gotten you to 2 Super Bowls inside of 3 years. So, I mean, well, like, it's not like, oh, you wasted your money. No, the dude's winning games. So no, like I don't think so.
I just want to know what's going to happen next year. What is the Eagles going to do next year? Because we know they're not going to have Saquon Barkley next year.
Oh, you don't think they'll pay him the $15 million?
No, they're going to pay him. They're going to pay him, but he's not going to play.
He's not going to play next year?
Well,
because
we are not.
Because I'm gonna tell you why he's not gonna play. Because he's gonna be on the cover of Madden, and everybody that gets on the cover of Madden, they don't never play.
That's a good point.
No, that actually is a good point.
I remember when I had the Madden with Ray Lewis on it, he didn't play. The year Mike Vick was on it, 04, he didn't play. Peyton Hillis was on it, he didn't play.
Nobody.
Lamar.
Even Justin Jefferson, he got injured the second game of the season. You saw Pat
Mahomes is the only one to ever break the Madden curse.
No, because they had a bad season.
He won an MVP and a Super Bowl that year against the Niners.
He won an MVP and Super Bowl the year that he got put on. The following year, he didn't have a good year. The year that he got put on, he won an MVP and Super Bowl. That's why they put him on. But the following year, he didn't have a good year. They didn't even make it to the. I don't think they make it to the conference finals. I think they got beat by. I think it was either the
they
Ravens.
made it to the Super Bowl, but they got trunked by the Niners, by the Buccaneers. No, I lied.
No,
you're right.
Cincinnati
by Cincinnati.
What you talking about? I missed it. Who are you talking about?
You're talking about
the
Madden
year
curse.
that Patrick Mahomes made it onto the cover of the Madden the following year. They didn't have a good year.
in 2020 when he was on there with Tom
I mean,
Brady.
I wouldn't say they didn't have a good year.
That was the year. Was that the
They
Bengals?
went 12-4, and they made
That was the
AFC
year that the
Championship.
Bengals went. The
Yeah.
Bengals went.
Yeah, that was 2020. So
Yeah, that was the year the Bengals went. He didn't
Yeah.
have a good year.
I mean,
he had an
the
okay
Mad
year,
Curse
but
is
he kept getting hurt that year too. He kept getting hurt throughout the year.
the Mad Curse is real, but I want to talk
It
about
is.
different things. We had Joe Burrow come out and say he wants to keep T. Higgins and Boyd and Chase. Do you guys think that's possible, or that's just hyperbole? What do you guys think?
It's possible if they can make if they're willing to pay T. Higgins, because T. Higgins is going to get somewhere between $25 and $28 million a year. He's going, because this year before they put him on a franchise tag, I think he was supposed to get. They said the market for him was somewhere between 19 and 21. So now that he had the year that he had, his market is going to be somewhere between 25 and 28. Now, Joe Burrow said that he would take a pay cut or restructure his deal so they can get T. Higgins. Now, they can do it because Jamar Chase is on his last year of his deal. So Jamar Chase is still playing on a rookie deal. So when they could play T. Higgins, but the problem they're going to have is the following year, they got Jamar Chase, they got Hitchison, and it's somebody else that they're going to have to pay.
Boyd, the receiver at Boyd.
Yeah.
But I'll say this: the thing is, you got to remember is that they've drafted really well, and I think, unfortunately, I don't care what Joe Burrow said. I've seen them sell the stadium rights to afford it because people don't realize that Paul Brown Jr. is not a billionaire. I mean, and he's notoriously cheap. So I'm just wondering, and anybody can answer this, but how can you win with a notoriously cheap owner like him?
You can't.
Well, that's why they have it.
You have to draft because and that makes sense now because I mean, like, I was just about to go in on him and say that they're probably the worst run or excuse me, not the worst, because you got the Giants. They're one of the worst run organizations I have ever seen. You have to pay the good players, but now it makes sense. You say that the man is poor. He's poor. He's not like one of the billionaires around the league. So it makes sense now. They're a poverty franchise.
But
he's probably laundering money.
The reason why he's not getting the money as he should and becoming a billionaire is because he won't pay to keep his team together.
Exactly, and that's what I was about to get to. You have to pay the good players, and they are. I was about to say they're so poorly ran. You could have paid. Jamar Chase was doing you a favor, asking you to pay him his money last season. You could have paid him $35 million a year. Now you might have to pay him 40.
Yeah.
And you don't let good players like him get to the end of their contract.
Triple Crown winner.
You get them taken care of years ahead. AJ Brown still had 2 years left on his deal. Howie Roseman.
Yeah, but Chase is not a free agent. Chase is not a free agent. Chase is not a free agent.
1 year left.
No, but
Yeah.
Jamal would be a free agent at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of this coming season. Yeah.
Yeah, this is fifth
The
year
next
option.
season,
I believe.
Yeah. And T. Higgins, they could have paid T. Higgins. The Trey Hendrickson, it looks like they're gonna let the ink run out on his deal. What's the safety that went to the Falcons? I can't remember his name, but he was a dog. He was important for their Super Bowl run.
Man, they drafted him in the 4th round. I don't know who. I'll tell you this. I don't know what. I don't know how high you guys are on Zach, that coach. I would fire him immediately. I feel like the way he starts seasons off, he's never ready.
Yeah,
I mean, he's like Thomas Hill when it comes to meeting up. He's never ready. He's nowhere around.
See, the problem.
If I'm the Bengals, right? They have trouble with the offensive line. If I'm the GM of the Bengals, I can afford to let Higgins go if you know you're going to re-sign and work out a deal with Chase, and I go after one of these tackles that are a free agent right now because the Kansas City tackle is going to be a free agent, Smith, and the tackle from Baltimore. Those are the two biggest tackles.
About my man from San Francisco,
The guy from Stanley. Stanley's going to be
Yeah.
is a free agent.
Yeah,
what's that dude? What's the big V
and the
dude?
tackle from Dallas, Ota. Ota's gonna be a free agent too.
Tommy,
Shit,
I got
I get one of
a
those
better
guys.
idea.
What's
I got
that?
a
Trent
better
Williams.
idea.
Trent Williams. I know he's gonna be a
Well, Trent Williams is too old. He's like 35,
He's like
36
90.
years old. Yeah, he's too
Well,
old. You're not gonna pay him.
He's been all pro the last 3 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but the
take a
thing
chance
is,
on him
hey,
for a
the
year,
thing is,
2 years.
You
with
could
a
get
guy
fucking
like
Godwin for cheap.
yeah, with a guy like Trent Williams, he's gonna go ahead and take whatever deal San Fran give him because he's not gonna go for big money in an open market. So whatever San Fran gives him, he's gonna take it because he's at the end of his career. He only got maybe 2 or 3 more years left, and his career is over. He's 35, 36 years old.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm just going off the tackles Jonathan Ogden played. What's my man's Sue? I can't remember his name from the Bengals back in the day. He played till he was 40. The Brickashaw Ferguson gave you till he was 40.
Yeah, I mean he probably played, but like I said,
Orlando Pace.
Nobody's gonna pay big money for him, so he's probably gonna the 49ers gonna offer him an extension, and he's gonna take it because nobody's gonna offer him big money. So what's the use of going to another
tackle?
team?
But I think they should go with a running back.
Well, I mean, me personally, like when it comes to like Trent Williams, what's the purpose of going to another team when you have a team that's battling for the Super Bowl pretty much every year or every other year? They battling to make it to the Super Bowl. There's no point of going to a brand new team. You got to learn a whole new offense when you can stay with the team that you already know.
And they ain't got Joe Burrow, man.
But I kind of agree. Yeah, you got Joe Burrow, but you still got to learn a whole new offense.
They need to draft Cam
But I kind
Scatterby.
of agree with what Thomas said. They might want to solidify their front line because regardless of what the receivers you got, if you can't protect your quarterback, I don't care what receivers you have on the side.
Yeah.
If your quarterback is on his back the entire game, it don't matter. You can have Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, and daggone Chris Carter. If your quarterback is on his back the entire game, no matter who you got back there.
I think I mean there's some receivers that are in the free agent as well that you could take. I think Godwin, you might get lucky and get him cheap because Godwin is a stud, but coming off the injury, so his price may have dropped a little bit. You could steal a Godwin.
It's quite a few. It's quite a few second wide receivers or third wide receivers. There's quite a few of them. Like you got Atwaters. He's out there. You got Chris Godwin. He's out there. It's another guy that I was looking at. It's another guy that's
my guy Lockett's out there, but he's
Lockett is out there, but he's up there in age as well.
That nigga's finished.
But it's quite a few. It's quite a few guys that you could say, you know what, we're gonna because what the Cincinnati has to realize is you can't give T. Higgins the deal that he wants and turn around and add an extension to Jamar Chase all in the same year. So one of those guys is going to hit the free market, or you're going to have to.
That's going up, free.
I don't. If they had done it last if they had done it last season when they were supposed to, they could have.
If the Eagles
paid. Yeah, the Eagles paid Devontae Smith 26 and a half a year, and they paid AJ 33.
Yeah, so they could have gave T. Higgins 19 to 21 million. They could have gave him 21 million. Say, you know what, we like you as our wide receiver. We want to keep you here because he wants to stay in Cincinnati, but he wants to get paid as well. So they could have gave him 21 million. They could have gave him 21 million. He would have stayed.
The Eagles are going to lose Sweat. Sweat's a free agent.
Who?
I don't think they could keep Sweat, however you pronounce his name.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
The Eagles are not going to be able to keep him.
No,
I'm not sure we keep Sweat. I think we're going.
You know who else?
I think either we're going to draft or
we're
going to trade for somebody.
But they plan on getting rid of him. Cooper Kupp is somebody that they plan on trading. They already said they traded Cooper Kupp. So he's another person that's going to be out there.
That's
But
He weighed
somebody I
way
think
too
the
much.
Bengals. That's
he's up
somebody
for a
I think the
trade.
Bengals are going for.
He
I
weighed
think the
way too
Bengals
much.
should get him.
I want to ask you guys this, and I'm gonna start with Puerto Rican Tommy on this one. Do you guys think that the Hall of Fame has become a participation trophy award now? When you see Sterling Sharp get admitted to the Football Hall of Fame?
What?
You
No,
talking about Sterling
I
Sharp?
tell you, listen, I tell you one thing. I am extremely happy that Manning did not get into the Hall of Fame because all I ever hear over here in New York is how elite Manning is going to be first ballot. Eli Manning was barely 500. I think he had a 500 record, right? He only had his 2 Super Bowl runs were the only winning seasons he's had as a quarterback. He never finished All Pro in his career. It never was All Pro. And there's a bunch of quarterbacks that played. The only thing Eli was good at was he won the 2 Super Bowls. The first one he got lucky. The second one he played well. And he had the little Iron Man streak where he played all those consecutive games. But other than that, Eli Manning is barely a Hall of Famer, and I'm glad that they got it right and they didn't put him in first ballot because the Hall of Fame is known to give what maybe I guess you could call a participation trophy to the guys that are good with the media. Like Strahan got in real quick. You know, Strahan's borderline Hall of Fame in my opinion, but he got in quicker than a guy like Chris Dolman that had to wait like 15 years, and their stats are similar. You know, I mean, I think they finally.
You got to remember, he got 2 Super Bowls that you can kind of give him credit for. I think that's why they did that with Strahan.
Strahan only got one.
But Strahan
he got one. I
But
take that back. He got one. My bad.
Strahan also got the sack record.
But
And he
Strahan
got a whole
also
bunch of Pro Bowls and All Pros.
He had a BS sack record.
But he also, I think he also broke Reggie White's sack record. So that's another reason why.
Overall sacks, I don't think he broke that record. He broke the one for the
talking
single
about
season.
he had the single season one, not the overall.
Yeah, when Brett Favre gave it to him when he lied down. That was a joke. That was a joke, bro. Come on.
But
I'll say this.
Look at Chris Dolman's stats. They played similar position. I mean, they played it differently because Strahan was a little bit quicker off the edge. But Dolman of the Vikings, he was consistent, and his numbers are similar to Strahan. He had to wait like 15 years to get into Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean,
and you got to remember, as human beings involved. And one thing people don't want to admit, these judges, if they like you, they'll put you in, because the fact that Terrell Owens wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer and he's top 3 all time.
BVO.
Because they didn't like him.
BVO. Did you know Marvin Harrison had to wait 3 years to get in?
I never thought Marvin Harrison was a Hall of Famer.
What?
I'm gonna tell you why. Well, I'm gonna tell you why I say that.
Okay.
Because I feel like him and Hines Ward are like Phillip Rivers. I feel like they're very good, but I wouldn't call them Hall of Famers. When you seen T.O., when you seen Randy, when you see Steve Largent, Jerry Rice, you knew this was the best player on the field.
Hines Ward was cooking people. BVO.
No, well, I'm gonna put it this way.
Marvin Harrison and Hines Ward. Hines Ward was beating the hell out of people.
I ain't gonna say he was the level of a Jerry Rice or Randy Moss, but Marvin Harrison was very good.
That's what I said. He's very good. He's not to me. He's not great.
No, you don't have to be great to be a Hall of Famer, because you got some great guys in the Hall of Fame. No, I'm just listen to what I'm saying. You don't have to be great. You can be very good. There's some guys that are just very good, but they're not great, because, I mean, you're not most of the time. Marvin Harris wasn't getting double teamed. He wasn't getting double teamed, but he was a very good wide receiver, and the numbers that he put up, being the size that he was, and what he did at Indianapolis. No, he's a Hall of Famer for sure. He's a Hall of Famer.
Like, I got a couple ones for you. All right, go ahead. Sorry, I thought you was finished.
I just wanted to.
Sterling Sharp is definitely a Hall of Famer. I'm wondering why it took so long to put Sterling Sharp in the Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
I got to look at his stats
what
again, but I think he is a Hall of Famer. But you got when I think of Sterling Sharp and how long he waited.
Hold on, Mark. Go ahead.
My bad.
So I got two scenarios. So when you think of Sterling Sharp and how long he waited, I look at a guy like Andre Reed, who had to wait 14 years to get into Hall of Fame. Andre Reed had a great career on a team that plays in cold weather most of the time in snow. Buffalo, they went to 4 straight Super Bowls, yet they lost, right? And Andre Reed had a great year. I think Tim Brown had to wait a long time too. Those are two receivers that had to wait a while. You know, and
the reason why Andre Reed had to wait so long is because he had good seasons, but he wasn't the best player on the team. You had Thurman Thomas, you had Bruce Smith, who was the tight end that they had, and then you had Jim Kelly. He wasn't the best player on the field, so that's why he waited so long, because he wasn't the best player on the team. Usually, when you're the best player on the team and you have good numbers, most of the time you either first ballot or you don't have to wait that long.
But that's debatable because they were more of a running team, and yet Thurman Thomas was pretty much the man. But back then you ran the ball a little bit more, and you play in Buffalo, you tend to run the ball more. Like it's a running team, and Andre Reed had some of the best hands as a receiver in football. Like
I'm not saying that he's not a Hall of Famer. I'm just saying the reason why he stayed out so long is because he wasn't the best player on his team. And he played in the same time frame as other great wide receivers like Jerry Rice, Vince Carter. I said Vince Carter, Chris Carter. What's the other guy that he played against?
Tim Brown was in that era too.
Tim Brown. Yeah. It was a lot.
Joey Gallup.
He played against Michael Irvin. It was a lot of good guys. Art Monk. It was a lot of good guys. Gary Clark. A lot of good guys he played against. So it wasn't the fact that he's not a Hall of Famer. I understand the reason why he stayed out so long is because there was a lot of other people that was better than him that they got to get into the Hall of Fame before he gets into the Hall of Fame.
I just think that skill players don't get as much
AB in the Hall of Fame for sure. Then
who?
This was it. AB, they're going to put him in the Hall of Fame for sure.
No, they're not ever putting AB in the Hall of Fame.
You look at AB's first nine years, man. He was right there with Jerry Rice.
It's not about his play. He disgraced himself in the locker room on the field. They said they're going to weigh that against him, and in their decision-making process, he's never getting in. But
that's a good point. But I want to ask you guys this: when you see a guy like Mike Evans. I think it's 11 straight years of 1,000-yard seasons.
Mm-hmm.
You guys think a guy like that, did you expect him to have that kind of career that he's had?
Yeah. Mike Evans was cooking everything at Texas A&M. And
not only is Mike Evans having 11 straight years of 1,000 yards, do y'all realize it's only one other person that's on a streak with Mike Evans that only has roughly around 75 catches and 1,000 yards? There's only one other person. Everybody else that's getting 1,000 yards got usually somewhere like in the 90s or the 100s as far as catches. Mike Evans and one other person only got like 75 catches to have 1,000 yards. The other person is on a 5-year streak with Mike Evans on his 11-year streak, and that's Terry McLaurin. They only average roughly 75 catches a season, and they getting 1,000 yards every season.
Yeah. Jerry Rice did it 14 times, but you got to remember that he had Joe Montana and Steve Young, and to be honest with you, Mike Evans hasn't had, other than Tom Brady that 1 year, he hasn't had anywhere near anything like a Mike Evans. Like a Steve Young.
Nah, nowhere near. Not even close. The closest thing the closest thing outside of Tom Brady, the closest thing you could say that he had was Baker Mayfield, and he's not even close.
Yeah,
but Baker do be cooking, but yeah, Tom Brady is the best quarterback Mike Evans has ever played with. That's when he really unlocked his potential.
I didn't think he would be that good, but one thing I gotta ask before we get out of here is this. I'm gonna start with my man Tommy. Hey Tommy, do you think the Super Bowl is scripted?
You know, it's not scripted, but it's people know their role, where what they have to do. You know, especially when it comes to the officiating and things like that. But you know, as fans, you know, we tend to believe silly things like that. But you know, we shouldn't really believe that. We should believe that the best team is going to win. The players decide, you know, what's going to happen. You know, players, you know, make the plays, and you know, the refs let the players play. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to believe that, but we've seen in the past, even
See, that's how you know.
Yeah, even when the Chiefs beat the Eagles the last time. Yeah, even when the Chiefs beat the Eagles the last time, the field conditions were a little shaky. You know, they were slipping all over the place, and it was just, you know, it was a bad look. It was a bad calls in the end, and you know, the Chiefs won. You know, so I don't want to believe that. I want the best team to win. I'm picking the Chiefs to win, and I can't root for Philly. I just can't do it. So I don't want Philly to win. So I'm rooting for the.
See, that's how you know Thomas is a Puerto Rican, because he had almost the same exact answer I had, and he wasn't even up here.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, only, but you know, the thing I ask you to, and this is the funny thing about this, when you see Patrick Mahomes, if he gets 4 Super Bowl rings, would you say he's past Joe Montana?
Absolutely. Well, nah.
Yeah. I would say he passed Joe Montana, and I'm a Joe Montana fan. I would say he passed Joe Montana because if you look at his touchdown, his yardage, and his Super Bowls, and then you look at the time frame that he got the Super Bowl, he did it quicker than Joe Montana did it, and he got far more years left in his career. I think he's like 28, 29 years old. He got at least another 8 to 10 years left before he sit down, because he plays a quarterback position where they literally can play until they 40.
Yeah, that's a fact. and you know it's so funny, and I was wondering if you guys seen this. What do you guys think about Tom Brady going against those same quarterback rules that allow him to play so long?
I think it's BS. I think it's just, you know, what's up, DP Rocker? And DP Rocker, it's a different era. The rules change, and the rules changed for Tom Brady. They, you know, you couldn't touch him, and that's why a lot of these quarterbacks are able to play more years. You know, a few weeks ago, we had this crazy debate where I agree with BVO, and BVO actually agreed with me for the first time in history, and we were debating Dan Marino. Dan Marino played during a different time where, you know, you could hit the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? They were running the ball more, and Dan Marino was just a different species, you know? And then this game is more of a passing game, and it's more of two-hand touch, pretty much, or flag football. You can't do anything. You can't hit anybody. You can't really play defense, you know?
No, Go ahead, Thomas. Finish.
I said, you know, back then, you know, the bump and run, the rules were different. You could chuck the guy at the line, and you could beat him up at the line, and you know, now you can't do that. Like, they call in pick plays, they call in, you know, and well, let me rephrase it. They don't even call in pick plays. They call it when they want to call it, you know, and you're allowed to do all these, you know, little flag football type rules. And, you know, the game is more set for the offensive players, and that's why quarterbacks can last longer and play more years. And, you know, it's not fair to rate, you know, these guys and say they were way better than the guys back then. I don't think it's fair, because if those athletes, because that's what they are, athletes, play during this time, they have a field day with the rules. Dan Marino was like 1 million yards, bro. Like, it's ridiculous.
Just think about it. If Jerry Rice was playing in this time frame, this man has already got the receiving record. Nobody's going to catch it. Just imagine how much more yardage he would have had if he would have played in this time frame. Jerry Rice probably would have had about 50,000 passing yards. He probably had about 50,000 passing yards. That man Jerry Rice, he was beating everybody, and that's when you can literally grab on their jersey.
50,000 is crazy, Free.
No.
30.
And think about it. Jerry Rice played a long career too.
No,
he did play 20 years, right?
Jerry Rice played until he was played 21 years.
Yeah,
21 years. He played until he was
but
40,
Jerry
41
Rice's
years
record
old.
is what 20,000 and 23,000, right?
No,
So
listen what I'm
50,
telling you.
you out.
Jerry
I think
Rice,
you out. That's
Jerry,
all I'm saying.
listen what I'm
I
saying.
don't agree.
Jerry Rice.
I don't disagree.
Hold
He
on.
would average a
Let me
lot.
finish.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Finish. Jerry Rice played in a league where you can hit the receiver, literally hit the receiver, and they won't call pass interference. He literally played in a league where there was no what's that joint called? Leading with your helmet. There wasn't none of that. You was getting smacked coming across the middle of that field. They can grab on your jersey while they running down the field with you. You can't do that now. They call what they call that holding, or they call illegal touching.
Yeah.
There was no illegal touching in back in the 80s. There was
You
no
didn't have
such
to go
thing as
against-
illegal touching.
You'd have to go against safeties like Atwater, who was murdering people. Ronnie Lott, which was murdering people. I mean, it wasn't just a straight tackle. They were demolishing guys over the middle.
Jerry Rice will literally. I'm not going to add 30 more thousand, but he would have had at least 10 more thousand yards than what he got now. He would have had at least 30. He would have had at least 30,000 yards. At least. This man was averaging like 1,600 yards almost every season. Almost every season he was averaging like close to 1,600 yards. This man Jerry Rice was ridiculous. That's why people were like, he's the best wide receiver of all times.
Well, that West Coast offense was ahead of its time. It's just, I don't know, man. The rules and the way the game is played has changed, and that's why a lot of these athletes are lasting longer and playing much longer years, and
But BVO,
you asked, was there
I didn't get to answer the
ever
question.
roughing the passer? Was there ever roughing the passer back in the 80s? Because I don't remember hearing it.
Yeah, I'm sure they threw a flag on it too, but I think it changed a little bit. The rules changed a little bit though, that you can't hit them a certain way or the steps or whatever the case may be. I'm sure there was. I don't remember.
I guess it was. I just don't ever remember hearing roughing the passer.
Yeah, honestly, I that's a good point. I don't remember it either, but I'm assuming.
And I watched every game during the 80s.
Because quarterbacks were getting killed in the 80s. Montana
was
would
the
used to
ice
get
and
rocked.
aspirin era.
Yeah. I'll tell you this though.
But BVO, hold on. Let me say it. You asked the question. Do we think the Super Bowl is scripted? I didn't get the answer.
Oh yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I don't think the Super Bowl is scripted, and I don't believe that. I do think Patrick Mahomes is protected, but that's just the privilege he gets. He's one of the league. He's one of the faces of the league. So yeah, you can't clobber him. You can't kill the man. You can't do that. So nah. But yeah, he does definitely get some preferential calls, but it is what it is. I saw him 2 years ago in that Super Bowl on one leg come back and beat us. I'm not going to say that was scripted. I'm just going to say that was one of the most exciting sport events I've ever seen. The Joe Burrow run. You can't tell me that was scripted. You can't write a playbook like that. You can't write a script like that where a dude gets sacked 9 times and then the Titans throw a pick and he comes back to lead them on a game-winning drive. You can't write scripts like that. I just think, that's how I feel. I think you're a goddamn conspiracy theorist.
I don't think it's script neither. I just think you have referees that have favoritism.
Yeah, that's a fact.
No, I think referees are given certain mandates before the game.
I
think they talk about it.
I've never seen officials come out and say we're not giving Patrick Mahomes calls. But the thing I don't understand, we've seen Jordan, you could even touch him without it being a foul. So I don't see the big deal either way it goes. What about you guys?
Yeah, I seen a video where Jordan literally slapped Reggie Miller and they I think they threw Reggie Miller out the game. So I mean, yeah, that's just superstar treatment. You carry in the game. You're the face of the sport.
I think they need to go. I think they need to have the rules like they got in hockey. All right, y'all got a problem. Y'all go ahead and handle it. Once one of them get dropped, then it's
Facts.
over with.
That's what they need to do in baseball. In basketball too.
Yeah, let them go ahead and squabble it out for a couple of minutes. Soon the first person hit the ground, all right, it's over. Break it up. Y'all go sit on the sideline for a couple of
faking.
Y'all go sit on the sideline for a couple of minutes, and then we get back to playing this game. That's what I think should happen because these dudes out here they literally be trying to tear people's heads off, ripping helmets off and everything.
That's a fact, man. But it's a dangerous game, man. So who you got on Sunday, Tommy? We didn't get your pick.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did?
Oh yeah. I'm picking the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are gonna win. I think you're gonna get. It won't be as high of a scoring as we saw a couple years ago. I like the Chiefs to win 27-21. Matter of fact, 27-20. I like the Chiefs to win. And I'm rooting for the Chiefs to win. So it's not just a pick. I just don't want to see the Eagles win.
I'm rooting for Philly for two reasons. One, because I don't want Kansas City to be a dynasty because they're gonna try to say Patrick Mahomes better than Tom Brady when he ain't done enough yet. They're gonna be saying, "Oh, well, he did it this early. He ain't done enough yet." I ain't trying to have this conversation. And two, I want to say that I lost to the Super Bowl champions when we lost in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds good, but I think Patrick Mahomes is going to win. I think they're already a dynasty, in my opinion. 2 back-to-back and then one a couple years before. I mean, this has solidified them one of the greatest teams. Well, they already have proven to be one of the best organizations, but man, talk about getting over the hump in a major way. They really did it this time. Shout out to Trent Green. What's the guy's name? Dick Vermeil. I remember them. They couldn't get over the hump. And Tony Gonzalez. Now look at them all over the hump, man, finally.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They had my man, rest in peace, Derek Thomas.
What you know about my man Christian Okoye?
Oh, the African dude, yeah, he already
Nigerian nightmare.
The Nigerian nightmare that guy.
Yeah, I heard he used to
put out of his memory when Ronnie Lott hit him. That man was never the same after Ronnie Lott hit him.
Yeah.
I remember they said the man would get a goat and eat a goat, man, like live.
You serious?
Hey, the man ate goat, man. Ask Marky Dan.
I believe it.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, you know Marky Dan eat goats and all that stuff.
Yeah, stew goat is delicious.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Curry.
Yeah,
I mean,
curry
catnip. And whatever they need.
Whoa.
You guys are off the hook.
You talking about goat?
Yeah, the goat. The one that hated got the crazy look on his face. The goat.
Y'all never eat goat?
I mean, I ate goat. I eat curry goat. I ate goat before. Goat is actually good. It doesn't taste that far off from lamb.
Oh yeah, I could imagine that, but it's just the way I just couldn't imagine eating the goat the way that look them goats have, man. It looks scary.
Nah, I can't eat it every day, but I have eaten it before. I had curry goat. I had jerk goat because I eat a lot of Jamaican food a lot. I go to the Jamaican restaurant and they have curry goat in there. It's good. I just can't eat it every day.
Yeah, my favorite thing is that rice they got. It's called falafel. What is that? Marky, what's that rice called that the Africans got, man?
Java lava rice.
Java lava rice.
No,
yeah, that's
no. I lie. What's it? I think it's jollof rice, but I was thinking of the box of jollof. I just said that.
Hey, what do Puerto Ricans eat? Tommy and D Free. What do they eat?
What you talking about? Rice? What do
I'm talking about specialty. What's the Puerto Rican specialty other than
Spanish food?
Java rice.
Mofongo.
Our specialty is spicy food.
His
specialty is rice and beans. Pork chops.
Chuleta.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you see Mark? Did you hear what Marky Dan called you? Marky, did you hear what he called? He called you a pendejo, man.
Yeah, all right.
Wow, did him call you a pendejo, man? That's crazy.
Hear that.
Wow. Mark.
Wow.
Oh man, Mark. That's a very disrespectful word in
That
Spanish.
man,
Man.
he called him a
He
Mendejo.
called him a pendejo.
he
That's
did say
crazy.
that. Thomas, you a goddamn bastard.
I did not say that. No,
That's what he said. He
you
said
can't believe
pendejo.
it. I did not say anything. You would have heard me. Why? How can he hear you? How can he hear me and
I
not
don't
you?
know. I wasn't paying attention.
Jesus Christ, man.
That brother called you a pendejo. That's crazy, man. That's nasty work. Nasty
BVO,
work.
Wow.
why you acting like the enemy? You're sowing disrespect between brothers.
That's
What are you doing?
crazy work.
I don't speak Spanish. How would I know? I'm just telling you what the man said.
So what what bets you guys are making in this game?
I bet that
absolutely nothing.
gonna win.
I am not excited for this game at all. I'm only excited for the commercials and the halftime.
The commercials be
Jalen Hurts,
overrated.
2 tutties, 2 rushing tutties.
Are there going to be any movie previews this Super Bowl? Like, they usually do those.
20-1.
I think they said a TV show I've been looking out for is Warhammer 40K. They got a Superman, Henry Cavill in it. I'm looking out for that. I think they said it's going to be announced during the Super Bowl.
Okay.
That's one to look out for.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'm just shocked the man called you a pendejo. You ain't had nothing to say.
Wow. Yeah, you're off the
hook. That's crazy.
We got a fight tomorrow.
You goddamn bastard.
We got a fight tomorrow. Chisora's fighting Otto Wallen. Does anybody care?
Man, I might care about them 2 old dudes fighting.
Well, this is the Zor's last fight.
Don't disrespect a legend.
Derek
Y'all give Arturo Gatti all this
Chisora.
credit for getting his brains beat out. Give
Who?
Chisora his
Need to
credit.
go ahead and
Oh yeah, Chisora. They love him in the UK.
Chisora's a Hall of Famer.
I mean,
no, he's not a Hall of Famer. Come on.
People in
he
the
is.
United States love Mike Tyson, but we don't want to see that man fight no more.
If Arturo Gatti a Hall of Famer, why can't Derek Chisora be a Hall of Famer?
Chisora, because at least Gotti got a few wins, a championship. Where did Chisora ever win?
Nothing.
I mean, against
Chisora beat some good
of
people,
course,
man.
when you're fighting at 140, yeah, you can make some
Man,
stuff happen.
the only good win Tashora got is beating those guys up in the alleyway. That's the only.
Oh,
good
he
win.
beat Joe Joyce.
Man, Joe Joyce
listen,
ain't nobody.
every time
He didn't beat
stepped
Joe
up in
Joyce.
competition, he
Yes,
got
he
beat to
did.
death.
No, he did
No,
not.
he did not. No,
Look
he
it up.
didn't.
Look it up.
He did not beat Chisora.
Look
He
it
did
up.
not beat Joe Joyce.
You
Yes,
mean
he did.
Joseph
He did beat
Parker.
Joe
You mean
Joyce.
Joseph Parker,
And
not
he
Joe
dropped
Joyce.
him.
No, he
He
beat
dropped
Joe
Joe
Joyce
Joyce
and
like
he
2 or
beat
3
Joseph
times.
Parker. Look it up. You guys don't watch boxing.
Joe Joyce got how many losses?
He beat Joe Joyce and he beat
Oh,
Anthony.
he did. Yeah, his last
I
fight,
know
he won it.
Joe Joyce.
He
Joe
did
Joyce
win the
lost.
decision. You're right. I didn't. Dan, that was the one. That was the fight that was on a Sunday, right?
Yeah, you don't watch
Exactly.
boxing. You don't watch boxing.
Yeah, you don't watch boxing.
Yeah, come on, man. That was like on a Sunday or whatever. I forgot about that.
Man,
You forgot
give
or you
Chisora
didn't
his
know.
Credit. I know.
I
Give
could be-
Chisora his credit. I know it's hard because he's a black man, but get a man his credit.
Yeah,
He a
I
Hall
mean,
I
of
just
Famer.
gave him. What are you talking about? I just gave him his credit. You just went and said Hall of Fame. I said he was a good fighter. He's a legend in the UK.
Nah,
They love him out there. I didn't. You trying to put him in the Hall of Fame? That's crazy.
I'm standing on this, Tommy. The man a Hall of Famer.
I would say he's pretty good, but he really other than those few wins, he didn't really beat anybody. But he did fight everybody. So I mean, he's just
He beat the Russian one of those women beaters.
What's
What's his name? Pulev, yeah.
Yeah,
Beat
Pulev.
him.
To me, Pulev was always a bum to me. I never understood why people like Pulev.
He was juicing. He was always
He
on
was.
roids.
Him and Alex
And he was a
Povetkin, I
drunk.
always felt was sorry to me. But that's just me. Because Pulev had a big fan base out there in Turkey, man. Shout out to the Armenians, man. But
The first Joseph Parker fight, you could have said he won that. They gave it to Parker. The first fight against Joseph Parker, I think he dropped Parker. You could have said he won that fight. But that was it.
I don't know. I'm excited about Derek Chisora.
War.
Yo, you're a trip.
Man things, yeah.
But I did hear something. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but they just signed they got a bill going right now for $5 billion to start a boxing program. The United States boxing program. Basically, what they want to do is take some of the inner city kids and get them into boxing and get them off the street. What do you guys think about something like that?
Where did you hear that?
Who you
What I'm hearing, the federal government is cutting everything.
No, the federal government's trying to do this. They got like a boxing. It's basically a bill that they're trying to sign into law, but it's to provide room and board and to help young guys get off the street
Well,
through
I
boxing.
support it 1,000% with my voice and whatever I can do.
It was
I
something
support it.
about. There was something about that Donald Trump is trying to back Al Heyman and the PBC or something. I didn't read too much into it, but I did hear something about it.
Yeah, basically what Trump was saying is that people kind of had it wrong. He basically was saying that Al Heyman was a good friend of his, and he basically was giving Al Heyman a lot of credit for, because basically what it is, these guys have $5 billion in the private sector, and what they want is they want the government to match it. Eddie Hearn had the same plan for the UK. So they got the $5 billion privately, but they want the federal government to match it with another $5 billion. And PBC is going to be one of the curators of the program, which I think is terrific. So all those haters who say PBC is dead, looks like they're not going nowhere. Look like they ain't going nowhere, so I don't know.
Hey, did y'all hear anything more about that rumor that's going around?
What?
About what?
About the federal investigation for Snack and Vada?
I haven't heard anything about it.
No, I haven't heard that.
Fill us in on that.
It's a rumor. One of the guys, he's a physical trainer for some other fighters. Remember the fight that Mandana knocked out Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah.
He was his strength and conditioning coach, and he's connected to PEDs as well.
Alex Ariza?
Yeah,
I remember that.
Angel Hernandez, Nemo Hernandez, or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
He put out on his Twitter that and I got a screenshot of it that Victor Conte and Vada is being investigated by the feds. And he said if anybody know you, I know you. And he said something else about it. And we haven't heard anything from Victor Conte or Vada since he put that tweet out. And that was about maybe 2 days ago that he put the tweet out.
Wow.
Well, shout out to Rachel Bonet. I know she, Andy. I don't know.
Sock knows Alex Ariza. I think he has his number and all that.
Yeah, don't he always give his fighters drugs?
Huh?
Isn't Ariza known for giving his fighters drugs?
Not that I know of.
Oh, okay.
No, not him, but Angel Nemo Hernandez.
Yeah.
He was connected to that. Him, Victor Conte, and somebody else. But I'm trying to tell you, if it is true that Victor Conte is being investigated, if it is true, I'm gonna tell these fighters now, y'all best to move far away from Victor Conte because he ain't got no problem snitching on whoever.
Yep.
That's a
He
fact.
has no problem on snitching on whoever.
I'm gonna ask you guys this. This is my last question before we got here. Why is he in the sport of boxing?
Because he made deals.
He trying to do the sport of boxing what he was unable to finish in baseball.
But I don't think he's in the sport of boxing. I think he's more of like, a kind of a sponsor too, because he works with athletes, and part of him working with the athletes, they wear his logo on their trunks. He's not a trainer or a manager or anything like that.
He's not in the sport of boxing, but he's connected to the sport of boxing.
Yeah, because he works
because of VADA and the fact that 95% of his athletes that he deals with are boxers.
Yep.
right now.
On
Yeah,
the website,
and
it's
they wear his
don't
logo.
deal with
on
no
his
other
trunks.
athletes over there at Snack.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, he's not an actual trainer. But see, that's another thing too. He's not an actual trainer or anything like that.
No, he's a nutritionist and a pharmacist.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he's not a trainer, he's not a strength and conditioning coach, but he has a actual gym. Like he has a boxing gym. He has an actual boxing gym. But you're not a trainer or anything like that. Why do you have a boxing gym?
Hey, I mean, this is the only sport that they let him in there because to me, man, I feel like Victor Conti shouldn't be involved in any professional sports. That's just me. That's just me.
I feel like he should. I feel like he shouldn't be involved, especially when it comes to supplements or anything. He shouldn't be allowed to do any of that. You got busted. That's just like a person that writes checks and get locked up for writing checks. They're not going to be able to go out and write checks again.
But it's not anything necessarily he's doing. It's the product or the supplements that he created or made or whatever. That's what's the issue. That's what's getting passed and getting overlooked or maybe not tested properly or whatever chemicals or whatever science that he's doing that's passing and saying that the supplements are not, performance enhancing.
Y'all do realize he was the one that snitched on Shane Mosley.
Yeah.
He said, I gave Shane Mosley this stuff. Or I told Shane Mosley what to do. He said, I didn't give it to him, but I told him what to do.
Yeah, because he had the science down packed. Like, if you watch that documentary, he had it down packed.
My bad, Tommy, but I think he had a quote where he said, I saw Shane stick it in his ass. He said that. Like, that's a quote you could find on the internet from Victor Conti.
Yeah, but was it his supplement?
It was his so.
What happened?
That's what I'm saying. He shouldn't be allowed to do anything. If that was his stuff and he's already been caught or somebody has already been caught taking his stuff, he shouldn't be allowed to do anything as far as supplements or performance enhancing drugs or anything. He shouldn't be allowed to do anything, especially when it comes to the sport of boxing, because somebody's already been caught using his supplements or whatever it was. I don't know if it was a supplement or a needle. Marky Dan said he saw him taking in his ass. That don't even sound right.
Marky Dan, man, you kind of scaring me, man. Sheesh.
I saw him sticking it.
That don't even sound right, but Marky Dan was the one who said it.
You said it completely different. You said it way different.
Hey, Mr. C. Please.
Blow the whistle, man. Blow the whistle.
You said something. Hey, no way, bro. Hey,
blow the whistle, man. That's all I got.
That's wild crazy.
But yeah, I don't think he need to be involved at all, for real, to be honest with you. He don't need to be involved at all.
I mean, but the man went to prison.
This is a sick Negro.
And he did his time. I mean,
I don't care. He went to prison and he can be a changed man, changed to do something else other than dealing with performance enhancing drugs.
But I mean, he went to school for drugs. I mean, what do you want him to do, Free? This is what he could do.
Okay.
This is how he can make a living. You don't want the man to make a living?
When you go to prison, you can go to school for something else. You can go to school for something else while you in prison. You can get up another trade while you in prison. You ain't got to still deal with the same stuff you was dealing with that got you in jail.
I don't think you're being reasonable, for y'all.
I don't think you know about the real world. Is what I don't think.
Hey, one thing we know, he said he saw him take it. No, I'm just kidding.
And he made sure that was his quote.
No, I'm just kidding, bro.
So who you got tomorrow? Who you got on Sunday, Thomas Hill?
What's up?
Who you got on
Oh man,
Sunday?
you know what's Philly on mine. You know what's Philly on mine, bro. Ever since Sam Bam Cunningham brother played there, dog. Byers, Tony,
I
Jackson.
can't believe my man got snubbed for MVP. I
Yeah,
cannot
it is.
believe that.
But I believe that though. I definitely
I mean,
believe
If
I
it
that, bro.
ain't,
wasn't
I ain't,
Lamar,
They
I
gonna
ain't
if it
always
mad.
do
wasn't
that, bro.
Lamar, it should have been Saquon.
Nah, but if it's
Respect
not
to
Lamar,
Josh
you know they
Allen,
got.
but nah.
You know they're gonna give it to Allen, dog, because he plays the glamour position in the not so
I'm not,
glamour inclement
I'm
stadium,
not mad
dog.
that Josh Allen got it. I'm not mad that he got it. I'm just mad that the best year that Lamar has ever had in his career, that deserves him to get an MVP, he didn't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Hey,
this year is it's just
I
I
rock with
said it
that.
earlier in a comment. I said this is Lamar fatigue. This is the best year of his career. He was 100 or no, excuse me, he was 50 rushing yards short of becoming the first quarterback ever to have 4,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards in a season. Okay, this man had 40 touchdowns. Josh Allen had 26 passing touchdowns, and he beat Josh Allen head to head in the regular season. So it's just, and he was first team All Pro. So it's like it's
Yeah,
so much weight for Lamar that it's like, how do you give it to Josh Allen?
because he
And
was
if you're
another
not
first
gonna give it
team.
to Lamar, you should have gave it to Saquon.
Because he
Like
was
who?
another
Like
first
how?
team.
Like, bruh, like, and for real, they need to. I don't even like them calling it the MVP award. They need to call it the MVQB award, or just give it, or like have positional awards for each, like that.
It shouldn't be. It
QWB.
shouldn't be the. It shouldn't be the.
Damn, what happened?
Free.
Julio, you gone, dog? You was talking about it shouldn't be, it shouldn't be, it shouldn't be. Oh,
Yeah, I think Fred
yeah.
will stop for a cup of coffee and some warm donuts.
Oh, yeah. He about to get on patrol. Feel you. Feel you.
So,
I don't know.
Feel you.
It should. Yeah, it shouldn't be most valuable player. It should be most popular player.
Hey, well, I'll say one thing, man. I'm
well,
not
they
gonna
made
say
him
that the man
MVP. You
wasn't
gotta remember,
deserving.
he didn't even win. He didn't even win. He didn't
But,
even win Offensive Player of the Year.
but Trip though, he wasn't like he wasn't deserving of the award too, bro. But the
Saquon?
only neither one of them, all three of them,
Yeah, he did. He got offensive player of the year.
all three of them is deserving of the award, bro. It's just like
I mean,
they can only be
Jaden
one, though.
Daniels got a rookie of the year. He almost had a unanimous vote. One person voted for Block Bauer, which I'm not mad because he did
I
have the
thought
best rookie year of any tight end ever in the history of football.
that
But
Zach Bond got robbed for
it didn't
defensive player of
award
the
him no
year.
daggone rookie of the year. It wasn't nowhere near close to what Jaden Daniels did.
Nah. Jaden, I mean, yeah, he did what he did in the regular season. But I thought Zach Bond got robbed for defensive player of the year. Patrick Surtain, that came out of nowhere for me. I didn't really look at him as a contender. I know that he's a lockdown corner. I know he was probably going to be all pro. I didn't think that he was going to be up for defensive player of the year, but you know what I'm saying? Salute to him.
What happened?
What's
Yeah,
going on?
I'm waiting for y'all to respond. Goddamn.
I thought somebody was talking and just got kicked out or something. Or?
This is a sick Negro.
Just
They're
this
off
dude.
the drugs, man. They're off the drugs. They're off the drugs.
But final thing, man. Who you got, Thomas Hill? Who you got, Crush the Legend for Sunday's game?
I damn sure ain't got the Kansas City Chiefs.
You going against the brother?
The Thiefs.
What the brother? What brother? Who you calling a brother? Who?
Patrick
Who a
Mahomes.
brother? Oh, you really think so? He ain't no daggone brother. What are you talking about? Did he tell you
Look
that?
at his father. His father's the
No,
same
no.
color as you, Crush the Legend.
No. I ain't trying to hear that.
Oh, wow.
that ain't what he call himself.
Hey, BVO, flag on the play. Flag on the play, BVO. Flag on the play, BVO.
Why you say that?
look at the screen. Flag on the play for you.
Oh,
man.
there you go.
Well,
Me?
I don't know if that's for me or not because I ain't
No,
by
that's what
nobody.
BVO. That's what BVO.
Oh damn!
Why was it me? Because I'm black?
Oh damn! Come on,
Yeah.
come on with the color stuff, fellas.
Oh.
When we gonna get past the crayon box here? We gonna stay back in old days? It's setting us back. We keep saying this, man.
Well, you know what happened, Crush? When I met Tommy, the first thing he did was pull a paper bag and say, "If you darken this paper bag, we can't hang out." That's what he told me.
You are speaking wild, bro. Where do you
That's
come
what
up
he
with
told
this? Where do you come up with this crap?
He said, "If you're not darkening this paper bag, we can't rock out."
I'm the lightest one in here. Jesus. Yo, Crush, you going you going to Atlantic City for the Boots fight?
I'm thinking about it, man. Most likely I'm gonna go, man. I ain't been to Atlantic City in a while, so it give me a reason to go to Atlantic City. So
Yeah, I would love to. I never been to Atlantic City when the fights were
How
popping.
bad you think Stanionis gonna get beat to death? Tommy, the Cheese Man, and Crush the Old Man.
you didn't hear me say what was going to happen to him. But since you want to be my ventriloquist, Stanionis is getting his ass beat. This is just what it is.
Hey, can I ask y'all a question? What happens with Keyshawn if he lose this fight?
What happened to who?
What's wrong with him? MC Light got a song called "Hot Damn Ho, Shut the F Up." That's what should happen to him if he loses this fight.
If
Hot
Boots
damn ho,
lose
shut
this
the F up.
goddamn fight,
Because I'm having these second thoughts about Keyshawn winning this fight.
Oh yeah,
if Keyshawn lose this fight, he's yeah, he got to sit back for a little
I'm
while.
having second thoughts about Keyshawn because there's too many people too confident that Keyshawn gonna win this fight, and it's not like that. This dude is a bum or anything like that. This dude is actually pretty good.
He's a can though.
Yes, I can. I know I can.
He's a can.
Nah, but Keyshawn is special. Keyshawn is really one of them guys.
I don't think he's special.
He
I don't think he's special.
I mean, he's one of the best at 135. I would say. I mean,
it's hard to call a guy special so early in his career. I like his attitude. I like he wants to smoke. He wants to fight. Now let's see him actually go through and do it. So right now he's still in let me see what's up. Let me see what he's gonna do.
Yeah,
it's hard to call a guy special.
Say, Tommy,
yeah, he got potential.
Fight,
he got potential to be special. I don't know if he will pan out that way.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, I haven't heard Little Red disrespect him since because he said he'd come see him. So I don't know.
Lil Red don't disrespect anybody. He only disrespect people that disrespect him.
Hold on, he called Timothy Bradley all types of B's and stuff.
Yeah, because Timothy Bradley called him a 30-year-old prospect.
And a woman beater.
I mean, but Tim Bradley is a Hall of Famer, DeFrilio. Like he's allowed to have his opinion.
Tim Bradley,
he got G class. He got G class classification.
The only reason why Tim Bradley's in the Hall of Fame because he got the biggest head in boxing. That's the only reason why he's in the Hall of Fame.
Hold on. We got an opportunity to probably have him on the show, so I'll take that back.
Yeah.
D didn't mean that in any way. So shout out to Tim Bradley.
No, Tim Bradley's cool in person. Like he'll speak
cool
to you.
dude.
Yeah, he is. I've met Tim Bradley and spoke to him. But sometimes Tim Bradley does come across as a hater sometimes though.
But he means well. I mean, he just doesn't always say it the right way. I mean, he's not as bad as Tommy calling my man Marky Dan a pendejo. But
No, I never.
but it's okay. I mean,
Never.
if he would have called me that, I would have put hands and feet on you. That's crazy.
You don't even know what a pendejo means.
We
What are
on
you
the
talking
goddamn
about?
internet, you bastard.
You don't even know what that means.
Well, you know me, Tommy the black guy does speak Spanish, man. So I know exactly what that means.
You speak Spanish. Yeah, this guy.
You can't fool me, Hermano.
I don't the truth of what happened was, but Tommy, you're a bastard, and BVO, you're a goddamn bastard.
Hey, hold on, Mohan. What you say, Mohan?
Dad, but that's fine. I can live with that. But yeah, let's talk about it because the fight is next Friday. I'm not going to be on. I'm going to be at the fight. So BVO fronted. He's not going to the fight.
Yeah,
To what fight?
To the Keyshawn Davis fight. I thought you was coming to New York.
I can't do that and go to the Tank fight. I'm trying to go to the Tank fight, dog.
Oh, that's right. You did say that. You did say Tank fight. You're right.
Yeah, I'm not. I just have a funny feeling that something ain't gonna go down the way we think it's gonna go down. I don't know if it's his fight or if it's somebody else's fight, but I just got a funny feeling because I said it last week. I said somebody gonna get upset, and we saw it last week, and I think somebody gonna get upset this week. I mean, next week.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be there I'll try to be front row in the press conference Wednesday, 2:00 live Eastern time. TD Sports Talk. I'll be at the press conference.
Oh yeah,
that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
I got the credentials for the conference and the weigh-in. So.
Oh, that's dope, man. That's dope.
Oh wow.
Hey, hey, my man Dub Rightside said he got credentials to be at the Brian Norman Sr. and Greg Hatchett fight. I told him he better not ask no questions because if he gonna try to ask a question, the fight is gonna be over and it's gonna be a double forfeit because they didn't make it to the goddamn fight. What Dub Rightside is gonna do? He gonna ask them a question. It's gonna take about 3 minutes to get the question out. And then when they go to answer, he gonna be like, "Oh, wait! Before you answer, let me."
Wait a minute.
Respectfully.
Wow. And the nigga interrupt you to tell you not to interrupt people. That shit, it really drives me crazy.
I'm like, hold on. You asked me a question. Can I answer the question? You're like, hold on. Before you answer. I'm like, God damn.
One of my favorite shows when Crush went crazy on them. Dub had said something. That boy Crush tried to bite his head off. I thought you had to work.
I love Dub to death. He's a good dude. He's a terrible moderator. He don't need to do that. He need to get somebody else.
I can't even imagine Dub Rightside asking a question, dog. I can't even imagine.
See, they at the top rank, they don't let people ask questions. You gotta after the press conference over, then you could go and go to fighters and interview them on the spot and talk to them. Like you could do that, but not during the press conference. They don't let people ask questions.
Oh man, shout out to my man CDK. I said he still got the flu, man. Feel better, man.
Oh, that's the worst, man. Hopefully you feel better.
Yeah, that joint going around. My 2 grandkids, actually 4 of my grandkids just had it. They just now getting over it.
There's something going around, man.
They talking about Trump.
My daughter had it. My 4 grandkids had it. Well, 4 of my grandkids had it. And now, that joint going around like a mother. I heard a few people had it. I'm like, I'm just glad that it's not COVID. I'm like, let it be.
They closed the school down almost all week for my daughter because of that. They had to clean the school.
They're saying watch out for the chicken and the eggs that you're buying from the store. There's something going on.
Salmonella.
That's great. Eggs is about to go up. Eggs is about to. It's doubled almost.
And they're calling a lot of it.
Hey man, go ahead, D. My fault.
I don't know, Marky Dad. At the grocery store that we got actually refrigerated chickens So I know y'all got to catch them before they go bad. So y'all might have a little bit.
Hey, them chickens, y'all gotta catch him like Bart Simpson, man.
When you pass from the disease and the plague, I will remember you, DeFrilio.
Oh, damn, man.
Hey, because Marky Day, you know the crazy
I get
thing
my
is,
shit fresh from the
it's probably
farmer's
like
market.
$5 for a bag of Funyuns out there, man. So that's
A
the
bag of
bad part.
Funyuns.
Hey,
Man,
Marky
it's
Dan,
$1.50 for a
I'm gonna
bag
ask
or
you a
whatever.
serious question, Marky Dan. I'm not even joking. I'm gonna ask you a serious question. Have you ever had a chicken where you got it home and it still had like a buckshot in it?
No.
No, I'm just
I
asking
purchased my
because
chickens dead.
I actually had got a chicken from a farm. They had just killed it not too long ago before I got there, and I got it. And when I got home and I was cleaning the chicken, and the joint still had a buckshot in it, I was like, "Oh shit, this joint is fresh. This bitch just got killed."
God
damn. That's a fresh kill, goddamn.
Yeah, that joint still had a buckshot in it.
That's beautiful.
Actually, it wasn't a chicken; it was a turkey. My bad. It wasn't a chicken; it was a turkey.
Yeah, them turkeys, man, they something else. They be behind my house in the winter, in the fall, crunching.
Man, if that's
Yeah,
one bird I wish could
we
go
got wild
extinct, it's
turkeys out here too.
motherfucking turkeys. I hate turkeys.
You do?
Yeah, we got.
Yeah.
What about jive turkeys?
Actually, you know what? I'm starting to. I like turkey wings. I like turkey wings. I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, turkey wings, bro. They can't
Oh,
be
yeah,
them big ass Tyrannosaurus looking joints, man. Because sometimes turkey wings be big as crap, bro. And I'm like, yo, this is
Yeah,
not
I got them
a
shits from
regular turkey
Universal
wing,
Studio.
bro.
Them shits.
Yeah,
Oh
them
my god.
them drumsticks as well. Them
Yeah,
drumsticks.
I don't like big turkey wings and drumsticks, y'all. Nah,
Have you guys seen the ostrich legs that they selling now?
Nah, I never seen that.
It's like
They actually kill an
10
ostrich.
pounds. Yeah, you can
Oh.
eat an ostrich. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. It's just like an emu. It's just like an emu. They eat emu.
I mean, but it has a soul, DeFrilio.
I ain't eating either one.
It has a soul.
What got a soul?
Ostrich.
I'll be right back. I gotta do something.
You said they got a soul.
Man.
Yeah.
It had a soul.
What you be having ostriches and emus at church with you?
No, but like peacocks, like you don't kill peacocks. Like, why would you do that? Like,
How you know it
what
got a
I'm
soul?
saying? Like chickens and turkey, like that's inferior bird. That's
Okay, so
less.
you eat goat.
Yeah.
Goat got a soul. If you think chicken and turkey got a soul,
No, I don't. Prove it. Goat is the animal of the Satan.
you prove that a chicken or a turkey got a soul.
I
didn't say that. I didn't say that it did. I said if you believe that a chicken and turkey got a soul, a goat got a soul as well.
I mean, I could find you several examples all across the globe of people eating chickens and turkeys and goat. Like you gotta struggle to find ostriches. Like I feel like you a weird ass
No, you don't.
motherfucker.
No, you
if
do
you
not.
eating an ostrich. Like
No,
I
you
feel
do
like
not.
you're evil. You're evil,
Dog,
DeFrilio.
you ain't gotta struggle to find it. Dog, all you gotta do is
That's like
type it up.
like eating a giraffe. Why would you do that? It probably tastes good. It's probably full of meat. You season it
what I'm
up. It's
saying.
probably good. Why would you
Listen
do
what I'm
that?
saying.
You
What I'm
weird.
saying is, I didn't say I eat it. What I'm saying is, there's a lot of people that do eat it. I didn't say that I ate it.
Well,
There's a lot of people
they
that do
weird.
eat it.
It has a soul.
No, it does not.
That brother said it had a soul.
It got a soul.
You know what's funny? I can see that because I did when I first met Marky Dan. He wanted the world boss to suffer in jail, and he was an innocent man. So
That's not true.
it is what it is.
Firstly, that's not all your facts are wrong.
Shout
You're
out
just a
to World
goddamn
Boss,
liar,
man. Welcome home.
Man, go to hell.
Welcome home. Didn't you say the World Boss was guilty and he was never getting out,
He
right?
is guilty. The only reason he got out is because of juror misconduct, and the courts in England decided to deny the courts in Jamaica to retry the case, so he's free. He got out on a technicality. He killed a boy.
Hold
The
on.
boy,
Don't say the
well,
K word.
whatever
up here.
happened in the trial, he killed that young man.
No, don't say the K word, man.
Excuse me. He did what
Oh,
he
the
did,
live
BVO.
dude? I don't believe that. I don't believe the
Okay,
world.
well,
I
there's
don't
the
believe
facts
the
of the
world
case.
boss can do that. Shout out to the world boss.
It's amazing how the Devin Haney's, the Jason Tatum's, they struggle to get respect from you, but the world bosses, the Tank Davises, the scum of the earth, bro. That's what you go for, BVO.
I wouldn't say taking the scum of the earth. That's kind of harsh, man.
You know,
I was
yeah,
about to say
that is
I was
harsh.
about to
Yeah,
say that
that is
Tank.
harsh.
I mean, to say he the
I
scum of the earth.
mean, I mean,
Dang.
then again, he did. I mean, that he did have that incident where he drove off, but I ain't gonna even go there. But yeah, that's what you
Yeah,
go
that was
for,
nuts,
BVO.
man. That was nuts. I think somebody unfortunately lost their life in that, so that's kind of crazy.
Ain't nobody lose
No,
their
no
life.
one,
ain't
no
nobody
one
lost
lost
their
their
life.
life.
No,
Was she
but
pregnant?
Tank,
Pregnant or something? Or?
he showed
No, if somebody
really
would have
shitty
lost their
character.
life, he would be still sitting in jail. Ain't nobody
Oh,
lose
okay.
their
I
life.
didn't know. I didn't know. That's all my mistake. I didn't
He
mean to
just
say that. I
showed
thought that's what
really
happened.
bad decision making and character in the situation.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just leave it at that.
That's what happened to that wide receiver from Atlanta.
Yeah, Rashi Rice. That's for the Chiefs.
Rud Higgins. It wasn't Ruggs or something from Vegas.
No, you talking about Henry Ruggs? He killed somebody and
Hey,
he's
you
in
gotta quit
prison.
saying the K word, bro.
Sorry.
Seriously, man.
I apologize. He unalived
I'm talking about somebody from Atlanta. It was something Hall.
You thinking about Rashi Rice? He got into the big
No,
accident this
I'm
summer.
not thinking about no Rossi Rice. I'm not thinking about it. This is older than that. He was drunk and he hit somebody and they lost their life and he's in jail right now. I think he played with Atlanta, but it's not Rice. It's not Rice. This was years ago.
Trying to think who it is.
Yeah, this was years ago.
Well, let me ask you this while we got CDK up here because we know CDK is OG. What do you think about 50 Cent celebrating Irv Gotti's demise? What do you think about that?
Man, to be honest with you, I like 50 music. I think it's a time and place for everything. And I got I'd have had a lot of enemies over my lifetime. I'd have been into a lot of wars and I ain't gonna speak on it, but I'd have been into a lot of stuff. Put it this way, man. A dude that I know I'm talking about a real enemy of mine, that me and him done all kind of stuff to each other out here in the streets. He passed away maybe like a year ago. But I had changed my life. I still didn't like him, but I did pay my respect to his mother and his father and stuff, and just pay my respects. You gotta let stuff go, man. 50 too old for that. You made all this money. Yeah. Yeah,
You know what
go ahead, Freak.
You know what I did notice though? I mean this ain't really got too much to do with 50 Cent, but it does have something to do with 50 Cent. Do you know that Irv Gotti died on 2/5/25?
Yeah, I seen that.
The 2/5/25, you multiply 5 twice. That's 25 plus 25 equals 50.
I got it. Yeah, I don't like the way 50 moving, period, man. Even with the Big Meat situation, I think that if you knew about this situation, 50 been holding this situation for a long time, right? Now, I'm gonna say this right here, not in Meat's defense, but I do feel like that Meat, my perspective on it, from what I heard from the case and people actually looking over the files, Big Meat, didn't tell Tammy to go and make that move she made. But her and Big Meat were messing around. So she took it upon herself to go and do what she done. And this is in the documents, whether that's true or not.
Right.
I told on somebody to be able to stand on that, and you better have the paperwork to prove it. And if you ain't got it, man, I seen some bad situations occur for people putting that on somebody's jacket.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing with Big Mitch, man, I think the thing was so crazy. I think Renzel said it best. 50 Cent might as well put his back against the wall and slide down, man.
Yeah.
That's something a girl would do, would get upset about you. Try to
Yeah,
make some.
because it's gonna be kind of hard to live down that documentary she about to put out.
This is the thing though, Free. I agree with you on that, but this is the thing. The reason Big Meech is not speaking right now and not saying anything, that contract with Oprah Winfrey to do the interview. That's why y'all not hearing me say anything over.
But see, this is the thing. They said the whole thing. They said the whole thing went down because Big Meech was trying to get out of prison early. He would have got out of prison early, but the problem was the girl Tammy was sleeping with the daggone lawyer, so they threw the whole case out. So Big Meech,
listen, you're right.
Big Meech ended up having to stay in jail anyway and have to serve out the rest of his time anyway. So he got his man locked up, and now he ended up having to stay in jail.
Actual paperwork that people, in the actual paperwork that people have went over, paperwork tells them that Big Meech doesn't know she's coming on his behalf. This is what it says in the paperwork.
No, what happened was they told the dude.
That's why I'm saying you have to.
They told the dude They told the dude to go pick up the pack. They told him to go pick up the pack, but they said he's saying that they knew that it was a setup. They knew it was a setup because they've been trying to get him for a long time. They've been trying to get him for a long time, and he said he wasn't dealing with any drugs or anything because he wasn't trying to. He knew that they was after him, so he said he wasn't dealing with it. He said, but they convinced him to go pick up that pack, and when he did, they was there waiting on him.
Yeah, listen though, you right about everything you saying. I agree with you 100%. But what I'm saying is, what she said in the paperwork and what she gonna say on that documentary, two different things. It's like you gonna listen. It's like, say for instance, somebody see me do something out here in the streets, and the first time this somebody I'm messing with now, this is my girl. I'm gonna tell you somebody's going on with right now. YNW Melly. Look at his situation. It's the same situation. Yeah. First time, your girl give a statement, right, and she on your side. The next time, when they finally get her, they gonna put that pressure on her. Or something go wrong with you and your girl. Now she changes, and the whole situation is different. See, that's why I got a problem with.
Yeah, no, I know. I agree with that. I agree with that because she was trying to keep Big Meech out of it. But what happened was she thought that Big Meech and her was going to have a family together after he got out. But Big Meech went back. Big Meech went back to his original family when he got out of jail, and she was like, "Oh, so you just going to leave me high and dry?" Right. Okay, I'm about to spill the beans on everything.
So listen, we know one thing: what they say about a woman when she's scorned.
She gonna light your ass up,
man. So I don't know if she gonna be telling the truth or lying from hurt and love. I don't know what to believe. That's why I said, what she put in the paperwork is what she put in the paperwork. That same thing. Terrence Gangster Williams, who was down there with him. I had a homeboy who was down there with him. You know what I'm saying? They have seen the paperwork, and in the paper, anybody you talk to from the feds, they gonna say Big Meech didn't snitch. Anybody outside of the people you hear out here talking that's doing these shows, I'm telling you what they gonna say. I've talked to too many people, man, that's locked up, that's been around him, and they all said he ain't told nothing. See, they standing on business for him. That's why he was able to walk the yards.
The only thing that would tell if she's telling the truth or not is if she's part of that lifestyle. If she's not part of that lifestyle, the only way she could have got connected to that lifestyle is through Big Meech.
No, Blue Da Vinci. She was Blue Da Vinci's girlfriend first.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I'm talking about Big Meech's connect. I'm talking about his connect.
Blue Da Vinci brought her into the fold, so she got to and move around with them and meet many of people. That's like if my old lady, let's say all of us doing out here in the streets, and we all bring out, our girls around all the time. I get locked up free. Now, my girl know what you doing. She know you getting into that bag or whatever. Boom. She know BVO. Her and BVO start messing around. Whatever. BVO it's just, you see what I'm saying? BVO get locked up. But Free still out here. Okay. I need to make a little money. Let me go holler at Free. I don't know what's going on, BVO. Whoever don't know what's going on. It's easy to get tied up, man. One thing about the circle of hustlers, man, most of the time they main women gonna know each other.
Yeah, for sure.
But I know Blue been saying that Big Meech been talking for a while now. He been
Well,
saying
one
Big
thing for
Meech.
sure, two things for certain. He talk.
Yeah, we know he talk. We
You
definitely
can't
know he talk.
give no profit without talking. Same thing since they took that interview down on Rallo, right?
Yeah.
You know, that woman, I got to respect how she came at Rallo and what happened. They took the whole interview down. Rallo, I don't know if he got his lawyer or what, but the interview is gone. Was that Big Facts podcast?
Yeah.
They took that whole interview down because he kept trying to make her read page 12. She said, "No, I'm looking at page 8. You gave a profit." That means that when that agreement right there, and I look up the third party. I did look up a third party, what they call whatever, and it is a such thing. I wanted to know, is it possible? I was trying to cover all grounds with the Big Meat situation, just to see. So it is possible to have a third party where a family member or a loved one can come forward on your behalf or whatever, and you know, hey, say I'm gonna work for y'all to take a little time off his sentence. But if you look at Meat's sentence, 24 years with the way the thing's moving there and the time that Trump took off, 18 years he done on a 24-year sentence. Basically, he done his time if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they won the trade though.
That's what happened when you. That's the part of the lifestyle that people don't look at when they try to get into this lifestyle. They don't know about all of the bad part of the lifestyle. They just look at the money. They look at the money. They look at the girls. They look at the clothes and the cars and the jewelry. They don't look at the bad part.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all a true story, man. I had some paper. I had probably like $120,000. This true story. You know how I love shoes, BVO. Y'all know how I love shoes. I probably had about 2,000 pair of Jordans. Man, I get locked up. Look, same girl I get locked up that I'm with, everything at her house. This how she played me. She get to talking about, you were messing with this female. I ain't never heard none of this now when I was out. She brought up every female possible. I didn't see another dime. When I got out, I ain't have nothing.
That's what my man, the comedian Ali said. He said when he got locked up, he had like $20,000 at his side chick house, and he had like $80,000 at his main chick house. He said he wished he would have had it flip-flop because his side chick held him down. She put all his money on his books, but the main chick took that $80,000 and disappeared. Never seen her again.
Yeah, that's what happened. When you get locked up, they get the opportunity to bring up everything you ever done or they ever thought about that you done. They only there for the ride. And they gonna let you know they're there for the ride once you get locked down.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's a few, man. I got a cousin, he done 8 years. I promise you this. His woman, me and her, I seen her every day. I can never say that she ever done anything that I could go back and say, hey, bro, she disrespected you out here. She wrote the whole sentence out with him, and if she done something, it was very discreet, like it should have been done.
Yeah, but a lot of times it's better. It's best to have a female that you know from the ground up when you ain't had nothing,
right?
Because you know she's there with you because she want to be with you. But when you get a female when you got money, they only there because of the money. 9 times out of 10,
you know what we do? Yep. Hey, Free, you know what we do when we get money? We step outside of our league. Just to be honest, you know what I'm saying? We step outside of our league. We want, man, we want what we want. And, man, we're going to do what we got to do to get it. I'm talking about the craziest thing that happened to me. My oldest daughter mother. I ain't see her probably for like 2 years while I was in prison. Man, she had the nerve to come see me while she was almost 9 months pregnant by somebody else.
What the what?
Man, listen to me, Cruz. Pulled up on me 9 months pregnant. Man, I walked in the visitation room and I told them people take me straight back. Don't do me no favors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cold. They gonna kill you.
It's just like it was this just happened in Philly last year. This guy went to jail, and his lady was holding him down or whatever. He had all his property and stuff, right? Right before boy come home, She switch up everything. Then by the time he got home, all his properties that he owned, she sold them. He wound up killing her. This just happened just last year. It was everywhere on the tri-state. He came home and killed the chick.
That was on his mind the whole time. That's why he got out.
Yeah.
He already knew what he was gonna do. I'm telling you, man, I lost a homeboy, man. One of my, at the time, y'all know I used to be Gangster Disciple. A guy, he was from another little part of Tennessee or whatever, but me and him, you know what I'm saying, we were selling for like almost 4 years. He got out. He kept telling me about this girl, you know what I'm saying, he was in love with. She came and seen him all the time, was writing him. I'm talking about putting money on his books, everything. The man was in her bed asleep. Some dude she was messing with had a key to his house, hit him in the head with a baseball bat while he was sleeping, killed him. Not unalived him, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what the crazy thing about it. When you're dealing with these daggone relationships, you gotta understand who you're dealing with, know them for who they are. Stop paying attention. Stop paying attention to how pretty they look and all that stuff, because them pretty ones be the ones that set you up in a heartbeat.
Man, for real.
Hey, the worst ones, man.
Hey, what you say, Crush? Worst one.
They the worst ones. Real quick, I got a homeboy, man. Very handsome dude, right? Get any girl that he want. Let me tell y'all something. Every female that he dealt with, he made sure they ugly as F-U-C-K to the third power, and I'm not making this up. Like, this girl even came to me one time and said, "What's wrong with your boy?" I said, "What you mean what's wrong with him?" It's like, he don't like girls? Yeah, he like girls. She said, "I can't tell he like girls. That ugly girl that he like ugly girls. He can get any girl he wants. He don't like y'all pretty girls. He always said that they, something was wrong with him. He don't like them. So he don't have those problems. He got his girl look like Whoopi Goldberg and goddamn Medusa at the same time. But guess what? She's the most beautiful woman in hell. She ain't never cheat on him, none of that stuff. Them pretty Jones, man, they just be opportunists and all that. So he used to tell the girls, "I don't give a damn about y'all looks." He said, "I look good."
Man, hey,
that's all that matters.
That's all that matters right there. That's all that matters. And I be telling people, man, one thing about it, when a woman cheat or whatever, it's feelings behind that. You know what I'm saying? Men do stuff and we just do it to be doing it. It's just to conquer something. But when women do it, they either ready to go, it's over with, or they done checked out already.
Yeah. They didn't check out. You right about that.
I told my wife, if you ever decide you thought about it, I said, let me know so we can go ahead and break it off. Because I already know. There's no telling what I'm going to do.
Right.
There's no telling what I'm going to do. They were like, what would you do? I can't even tell you because I never been in that situation. Just the thought of me thinking about my wife laying in the bed with another man, I go crazy.
Hey, that's real talk though. And when somebody approach you about their woman, you better be paying attention and realize it could be a serious situation. Because I had somebody do that to me, man, a long time ago, come to me, man, with tears in his eyes and say, "Listen, man, I ain't got no problem. I don't want no smoke with you. I know who you is. I know how you get down, bro." And I know he wasn't that type of dude. But I know he was willing to do whatever it took to prove a point. He's like, "Man, please just leave my girl alone." Man, she called me and said, "Hey, lose my number."
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't be a go hard man. Sometimes you gotta say, you know what? It ain't even worth it. It's 1,000 other females out here. It's not even worth
it. Yeah, I bagged on up. I had to bag up, man. People be serious about that. I seen him look in his eyes. He was ready to do whatever it's gonna take.
Had a bull pull up on me one time, and he gets into the goofy stuff. So he pulls up on me, and I'm thinking like, hell he pulling up on me for? We don't dance in the same lane. So he pulls up. He said, "Yo, I ain't like the way you said." I said, "What's up, man?" So now I'm making sure I got something on me because I know how this dude get down. I didn't have nothing on me. I said, "Shit, it's gonna be whatever." I said, "What's up, man?" He said, "Yo, man, I'm gonna ask you nicely." I said, "Yo, man, leave my fucking girl alone." And I was like, "Your girl? Who your fucking girl?" So I don't even know what the fuck you freaking talking about. Yo, Lil Kelly. I said, "Lil Kelly?" I said, "That's your girl?" He said, "Yo, I'm telling you, man, yo, you know how I get down." I said, "Well, you'll be getting down with the wrong dude, because I ain't the one that's messing with your girl, homie. It was my brother. And we don't even look alike." And I told him, I do know the guy that's dealing with your girl, but you find that out on your own. And when he found out, he tough and all that, but he ain't want no problem with my brother, man. My brother's retarded. Yeah, he's retarded. I love him. I can't stand him. You know what I mean? But yeah, he is someone crazier than you. That ain't your girl no more, homie. You might well forget that. You ready to come down on me? Well, there's somebody play the same way you play, player. Go ahead.
Yeah, like me, I'm the type. If you're not my wife, I'm not gonna be out here in the streets fighting every dude because somebody like you or whatever. I always told anybody, I said, you can go ahead and try your hands. If she go with you, she wasn't meant for me anyway. So go ahead and try your hands.
That's simple as that.
I'm not gonna sit here and fight over no females. It's a rack of females out here. I've never been the one to fight over female. Now I will fight if you disrespect my lady, but I'm not fighting over no lady.
That's different.
I tell the dude, they be like, is Shorty with you? I'm like, yeah. Oh damn, I was about to go holler at her. I like, go ahead, try your hands. If she go with you, she wasn't meant for me.
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell y'all one time, Crush, this crazy. I'm in the hotel, right? This is probably back in maybe 1995, somewhere around there. I remember this. It was crazy when they had the Waffle House right across the street from the Motel 6. Everybody go there. So I'm sitting in there on the bed. I got my strap right there. I got a plate of that Peruvian flake right there. I remember a girl saying, "Hey, I'm hungry." I hand her some money. She said, "I'm gonna go across the street to the Waffle House, get something to eat." All right. So I heard the key going in the door. This when they still had keys for some of these rooms. Man, she opened the door up. All of a sudden, I see her rolling, tumbling across the floor. Man, her husband and kicked her in the back and kicked her all the way through the room. Man, hey, I could do nothing. But I grabbed my strap. He got like, "Hey man, I ain't got no problem with you. This between me and my wife." I said, "You got that right." Man, I got up, got my stuff, jumped in my car, and took on off.
Yeah,
that's one thing I never did. I never got involved in a man and his woman situation. Now I would tell the man, "Hey, don't be hitting on her while I'm right here. Whatever y'all do behind closed doors, what y'all do behind closed doors. But while I'm right here, dog, you can't be putting your hands on it, dog. I'm not gonna let you do that."
But the stuff I was doing free,
you can't be in my business. I'm not in your business, dog. Just don't do it in front of me.
The thing I was doing free was so cold. Listen to this, free. The man, I was going over like to the house, and they like sometime in Tennessee they had like had these overnight where they cooking hogs on the grills or on these pits or whatever, right? So he was in one of the motorcycle clubs, so he'll be gone all night. Every now and then he will pull up. Mm-hmm. When he pull up.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he died off for a second. Like, man, I had a situation. Yeah, it was just one boy. I was out with this chick, and I knew something was going on with her. And I really didn't. I was going to renege on taking her out because it was just too funny. Because when I asked her, did she want to go out, I had just grabbed her number. You know what I mean? So when I asked her, did she want to go out, she acted kind of strange. So I said, you know what? Don't bust your cranium about it. If it's that hard for you to think about, you want to go out. it's cool. I keep my money in my pocket. So, she's, how it is. Oh, I think so. Once, long story short, she was acting like she needed a babysitter, didn't even have a child. So she winds up making up her mind. And when she winds up doing that, like after 2 hours, something told me, bruh, don't do it. And the other side said, man, go ahead. So I wound up taking this chick out. I asked her where she wanted to go because the place I wanted to take her to, it had closed since the chick didn't make her mind up for 2 hours. So we go to this little popular seafood joint that used to be open called the Clan Bar. And it used to be right there between Jim's and Geno's and right there in South Philly, the Clan Bar, Sam Clan's Bar. So everybody hangs down there. So we go down there and everything. And when we walked in, and it's right in my neighborhood, so I know a lot of people, so I wasn't worried about that. But it was like 3 dudes that just didn't look right. So I ain't paying no mind. I said, well, shit, I don't know these dudes, and they be stupid to start something right here. The whole South Philly in here, so I'm not even worrying about these guys. But they kept on looking funny, whatever. So one boy gets up, he walked past me, and he like, yo, man, he was like, you got a problem with you. So I'm thinking he was like, like she Prussian. I said, oh, all right, thanks. He go about his business. So we eat our food. We're about to leave out. So I told my homies, I said, I'm going to get with y'all later. We jump in the car and shit, man. We get 2 blocks. This fucking car just came out of nowhere. Boom. Almost made me bang. I'm like, what the fuck? I said, oh, man, not this bullshit. So the guy, a dude gets out the car. He got 3 niggas with him. So I'm like, oh, shit, fuck. So when she looks and she knows that's a dude, I'm like, fuck is going on? So I get out the car. So I'm like, yo, what's the problem? So I'm looking around just in case somebody from the hood can see. But it's just me and I'm at this intersection. So I'm like, yo, what's the damn problem, man? And 2 dudes just walked in front of me. The boy went over there and snatched his girl out my car. And when I mean he snatched her, and he started treating the ish out of this girl. So I was like, Boy looked at me, his 2 homies is like, that's what I was trying to tell you, man. I was like, well, can y'all do me a favor? Can you continue that ass kicking not in my neighborhood before some ish start? Man, I was dead serious because now people starting to come and all that. So he smacks all up. He throws it back in the car and he said to me, he said, yo, man, he said, I apologize, man. I probably, your booty for the night. I said, man, something told. I said, I didn't even want to deal with it. I said, well, damn. That's your girl. I said, she cheated on you that bad? He said, no, man, the bitch robbed me. I said, wow.
Man, my fault,
never
y'all.
Know, man. You never know.
My computer had died on me. I wasn't paying no attention. Yeah, but what I was saying, Free, was I was going over to this man's house, and like a few nights, he would come home early and leave back out. She had a cousin that lived there with her. I would go in the cousin room, and he thought me and the cousin was actually messing around. So when he caught her, it was like, man. And, the man kept on, every time I seen him, because I would go to the club, he just kept looking at me crazy. So one night, I'm on them drinks, I just went up to him. I said, listen, we got a problem. It's something we need to handle. I was in the wrong, but still, hey, man, I can't let you keep watching me. I don't know what you're on. So I'm going to deal with the situation here first. He was like, no, I ain't got no problem with you. And that was the last time, we had any kind of issue.
Yeah, sometimes we gotta face it head on, man.
Yeah, because I know what he was thinking. If I didn't say nothing to, if you don't say nothing to people, sometimes they're gonna get the wrong idea about you. Even though he probably knew who I was or whatever, but still, you still gotta press the issue sometimes with people, man. And I seen him probably about 2 years ago, and he shook my hand. They ain't together no more either, though. He said that was the best thing ever happened to him.
Yeah. That's how it goes sometimes, man.
Yep. Man, I'm through with all that, man. I done had too many situations. You know what I'm saying? I had a Burglar Sabre. I don't know if y'all remember the Burglar Sabre 85s. when they came out.
Oh
85.
yeah.
Man, that was I had one pearl white with the Trues and Vogues on it. I'm talking about clean. You couldn't tell me nothing. Listen, man, my girl at the time, she caught me with another girl. My car parked in front of the trap spot. I heard a bunch of noise out there. I look out the door, man. She pulling her car forward, just hitting the side of my car. When I came outside, man, one side of my car was total. I'm talking about total. Man, boy, I wanted to cry.
Man, I had to jump out a chick's window one time because she was messing with somebody from the JBM, and I didn't know at the time. And next thing you know, I'm in a crib knocked out, and she said, "You gotta go, hurry up!" And I'm bucket naked, man. I'm about 22 years old. And I'm like, what? My dude, he gonna kill you. And I'm like, you do it. I said, I'm not like, you did not do the next thing you know, dog, this nigga came up the steps and I seen his face. It was a boy named Frog that was down with the JBM. I jumped out the mother effer window, bucket naked, never got my clothes or nothing back, and none of that. You hear me? And 3 months later, I see this dude, he pulls up at a gas station. I'm sitting there talking to these girls. And he pulled up and he was like, "You look real familiar," and started laughing at me. I was like, "Man, what are you talking about?" He was like, "Dude, I seen you jump out the window." He said, "I wasn't going to shoot you." He said, "Man, I pistol whipped it and shot that bitch." I said, "I don't care. I don't know." She said you was going to kill her, brother. I ain't had no gun with me, man. He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, you ain't the first dude, man." And she just didn't learn. I said, "Oh well, I'm glad I ain't one of those dudes that you wanted to shoot." He did say, "Well, if you was one of the boys who was going through it, you would have been gone." I said, "Well, thank you very much." I don't play with these females like that, man. The chick got me jumped one time. I go all the way out her neighborhood at King Sesson Avenue. She set me up. I ain't know. Got me. The only time I got jumped in my life. I didn't like it. So I get all smashed and everything. So I'm leaving to go back on my way back to South Philly. I see two girls that I know. I told them what happened or whatever. And they said, "Don't worry about it." I get home, clean up my cuts and bruises and everything, put some ice on my eye and everything. Next thing you know, I get a phone call. I said, "What's up?" They said, "Oh yeah, we got her." Man, these two girls, and they knew me for my sister, for my little sister, man. They damn near killed that damn girl, man. She had me come up there, and the guys in her neighborhood was actually going through it with the guys from the set right around the corner from me. So it was crazy, man. I said I would never get jumped again. And I said, next time a female do something like that, I'm going to do something to her myself. And one time in my life, I had to knock a female cold out. I had to do it. I made a pact. Chick tried something, and I knocked her right on out. I ain't never hit no female again, but I had to knock her out because they foul. I mean, I ain't into fighting over no cucaracha. That's not me. I'll fight for you, like D3 said earlier, to protect you if I know you something, but to fight over you because I ain't doing none of that. And if I feel as though you put me in that situation, things gonna get ugly for you. So, long story short, a couple females in their lifetime had to get a hole stumped in their earth playing around with me, man. I got females that love me, dog. You hear me? They don't play no games. What happened? Next thing you know, they getting stomped out. I got a chick, I can call this girl right now and she'll tell you. And she had some chicks shooting at her, messing around with me, man. Yeah. They love me, man. Leave me alone. They will get you. They will get you, man. That's why I say I got a pack of hyenas and I got a pack of foxes.
At the keyboard.
Yeah, man.
Hey, that's the man. I'm telling you, I don't even play them jump games. If you jump me, you're catching a hot one. It's simple as that. You catching a hot one. And if you jump me, you might laugh and giggle for about 30 minutes. Not even that long. I might not let you jump me. I might be doing the laughing. Especially now. I definitely ain't getting jumped now. I ain't got time for that. But I've seen it too many times. People get jumped. Man, I've been on a bunch of jumps. Got jumped one time. Really wasn't no jump. But we got to fight with I don't know if y'all ever heard of Fort Campbell Army Base, 101st Airborne.
Yeah.
But they got a thing. They can't come to they right here where I'm at. But they can't come, they got signs outside the projects. The soldiers are not allowed in the projects because when we was younger, that was our thing. We catch them over there, the girls, they come over trying to get with one of the girls. You know what we doing, we jacking them. So, they never would. It was always like a rivalry thing. Anytime we go somewhere, they in the club, 20, 30 deep, it's a bunch of buzz. It was always like a big brawl. I'm talking about some crazy brawls with them.
Hey, it's wild out here, man.
Yeah. Hey, Free.
Definitely.
Free gone. I was gonna ask him. He keep on he gonna jinx my money. He keep talking about Keyshawn gonna get beat.
Yeah, Free's not here. Free bounce.
Yeah, man. I hope Keyshawn don't. I don't think Keyshawn gonna lose. I think. I know somebody was saying something about him being special. I don't think he's special yet. I think he has the talent to be special. We just got to see how it play out with him. But he's a good young prospect. I'm gonna say that right. Well, he ain't a prospect no more. I don't know. He ain't a prospect.
No, he's not a prospect anymore. He's a contender, and he'll be a champion if he wins.
Yeah,
I don't think he's special yet, but I like his energy. It's a matter of but a lot of fighters have this energy early too. So if he does win the title, which I think he will,
Me too.
I don't see him even getting, losing a decision. Even if let's say it's a close enough fight, I think they still give it to him. It's all a matter of what he does after this fight. Is the energy going to be the same? And does he dictate, to Top Rank saying, look, I want this guy or that guy. That's what I want. The same energy he's been doing for the last, let's say, since the summer, since I met him in the summer in the fight in Newark. I think, if he has that same energy and he still wants Tank and he still wants the top guys, then yes, that's the type of fighter I like, to root for. You know what I'm saying? So, but we don't know. A lot of fighters come out and talk, and then they'll fight a cupcake the next fight, and it's like, come on, we didn't ask for that.
I don't know why. It's just something about him that makes me think he's believable as far as him wanting the tough fights. And I think that what I want to see in this fight right here, I want to see a decisive victory in order for me to start saying, yeah, he's special. I want to see him go out there. I'm talking about even if he don't get a knockout, 9-3, something like that. You see what I'm saying? I need to see that type of win.
And I see that happening, and I like his energy. Listen, he's been at the fights, in the Garden. I remember the Shushu knockout that was crazy earlier last year in February. Like he was hyped. Like I mean, he loves boxing. You could tell he really loves the sport. He loves his brothers. His brothers are both fighters. I think that Keon could be the best one of the three because of his size and the weight class he's in. I think he's got potential. But he's making his second fight next week, so let's see. But I like it. Like I said, I like the energy. And this is the energy as fans, we like, and we want to see this, produce into, fights that we want to see against, fighting the best, competition, So let's see what happens. But yeah, we can't claim a guy to be special already. That's crazy. I think he has the potential to be special.
And I went back, y'all. Before I jumped on, I was watching that Hagler and Hearns 3-round thriller. I went back and watched that, man. I was watching it, just thinking about how boxing used to be, man. A lot of times I go back and watch one of them old fights, and man, be wondering what happened.
Yeah, no, they did not like each other, and they did not care. They weren't hesitant. They went at it, and that's why we got those rounds the way we got them. And apparently one got hurt. Hagler was hurt at the end of round 1, right? And then he came when he stopped in round 2, right? It was round 2, but Hagler was hurt at the end of that round 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was hurt. He was hurt.
Yeah.
He was hurt during the round when he got caught with that shot.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, listen, Thomas Hearns, man, had a mean. I'm talking about, hey, that punch right there from him, man. Thomas Hearns was different. And
Yeah.
I believe, man, it's just like Hagler, man. He just take your soul from you when you realize you can't hurt that man. And that's why I say to me, man. And then I'm always gonna say he was the best middleweight ever. He, in my opinion, that's just my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Or Roy Jones. I try to put him at 168. You know what I'm saying? I try to separate the two. But man, Hagler was special.
Yeah, because he got hit with the same shot. He got hit with the same shot Duran got hit with, and we've never seen Duran get knocked out the way he got knocked out against Hearns. And Hearns hit Hagler with the same shot.
So did. Hey, they tell you something. The same shot. Do you think, man, I was thinking about this. It might be crazy. Do you think Canelo could have took them shots Hearns was hitting Hagler with? You think he got that type of chin?
I mean, it seems like he got that type of chin, but the Hearns hit different though, man. So I don't know.
I don't know, but I say it's possible. Because
I mean, we seen him get hurt against Miguel Cotto's brother.
That was early.
Yeah, it was early in the career. So
yeah, I that's one thing I do I will say about Dirty Red. He got a hell of a beard, yo. He got a hell of a beard. He got one of the, he probably got the best beard right now in the sport. He got a hell of a beard because he been cracked, man. Yeah. He been cracked. And it's like you might, stop him in his tracks for a second, but next thing you know, he keep coming. He got a hell of a beard. So when people say they fighter gonna knock him out, I'm like, man, ball your fist up, turn it towards your face, and punch yourself in the nose so it can leak with that nonsense, man. It's crazy.
Man, hey, you're not knocking out, man. You're not knocking him out, man. I'm telling you. That's why I keep telling people with Bud, man. I just don't know what Bud's gonna be able to bring to the table to offset what that guy gonna be able to do, man. It's gonna be, like I tell people, when you're the A side, a lot of things go in your favor. The ring size, everything you want is gonna be in your favor. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be designed to make sure that the outcome is the way you want it. I just hate to say it. You know what I'm saying? Canelo gonna make that ring small. You ain't gonna be able to dance around like you want to. It's gonna be a lot of things. I feel like it's a lot of reasons why I be picking Canelo, over Bud, even though he's an excellent fighter.
Think about this. Think about this. Like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's like I'm going to add to what you're saying. Like, it's going to be tough for Bud to beat Canelo, and it's the second fight of a 4-fight deal. You think they're going to want Canelo to lose the second fight of a 4-fight deal?
Bud ain't thinking about that either.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about it, and Bud ain't thinking about it either. But they tell you what Turkey, man, they don't.
Yeah.
It tells you everything you need to know, boy. What I do like about Turkey, I'm gonna say this. I like the way that he's willing to work with everybody. Don't matter the color or whatever. He's trying to get everybody paid. He ain't caring about none of that. He's just willing to work with people. You know what I'm saying? If you want to work with him, he want to work with you.
Oh, you heard what Uncle Don said. Working together works, man.
It do. You know what I'm saying? And he doing it, man. He doing his thing, and he pulled a good one. Got Jake Paul all in his feelings. And he, going crazy. He didn't call Canelo a slave. Listen, man. Canelo learned from Floyd how to be a businessman. Floyd learned from Oscar. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody learned from somebody how to be a businessman.
Are you talking about because he dubbed Jake Paul? Is that why you saying that?
No. I'm talking about no. I'm looking. See, I'm taking that out of the equation. Even if I don't necessarily know BVO, to be honest with you, bro. If he was gonna even fight Jake Paul, listen, it was a 3-fight deal at first, right? Now it's a 4-fight deal. So the thing was, he wanted to fight in May, but he had to fight with Bud in September. Canelo was gonna have to kind of find the funds for this fight that people saying they don't want to see coming up in May. Guess what he did? He put on a bluff, called Turkey bluff. Turkey called him. Guess what he got? He got a 4-fight deal now. Now Turkey is handling the fight in May as well.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at.
That's a good point.
Great point.
You see what I'm saying?
Who do you think Bud is gonna fight for, like, as a tune-up or to get him ready for the Canelo fight, or is his next fight going to be Canelo?
Listen, he said he waiting in September. Bud ain't taking no chances.
Really?
Yes, and but what
Wow.
Bud is actually doing is bulking up. Listen, he's going for, you think about it. He's going from 147 to 154. He got to get to 168. I think Bud's gonna take his time to September really to bulk up and train, to get that weight on and get it on properly. There's probably enough time for him to get the right rate, right weight on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I thought Bud would take a fill-in fight, because he's gonna wait over a year for this fight. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, from what I'm hearing, he said he was gonna wait. It's possible he could take a fight around the same time as Canelo. It could be put on the same card in May. Who knows? That would be nice. But who could he fight? I mean, what do you want to see him do without taking a chance of getting hurt or anything like that? One thing about, anything can happen to ruin this fight or throw it off.
yeah, that's
Put a
true.
monkey wrench in it. You know what I'm saying? Canelo gets Scully in there. I don't see any problems whatsoever. But, I'm just going to say Fundora, right? Okay, maybe Bud is a better fighter. But, man, the dude is what, 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah.
He's still a tall task. That ain't no warm-up. Ain't no warm-up fight. That dude can fight. He can fight. So I'm trying to see. You can't put him in there. You can't put him in there with I don't know who you can put him in there with to be if you want to get a warm-up fight in. I don't know. He might
The
have
only
to
person I can think of that would be an easy fight for him, but they would try to sell it as a tough fight is Deverenchenko. That's the only one.
Okay.
Or
because he
Chris
fights at
Jones.
160, right? So that'll be like he'll fight at 160 against Deverenchenko. Deverenchenko, he's kind of like faded out. His last fight, he lost to I think Mabili, right? And then he pulled his shoulder.
Yeah, that might. Hold on. Yeah, that might be a good fight. I'm thinking
that might be good because Deverenchenko's never. I don't think he's been stopped, and he's been in good fights with with Charlo. I think he fought Danny Jacobs. Who else he fought? He fought Munguia, and that was a good fight, so Bud could watch him and they could settle like, look, Deverenchenko, he made all these guys, they didn't look as good, and then Bud came and he just wiped them out. I could see them trying to sell it that way. That's why I said he might be a perfect opponent.
And let me tell y'all something that y'all ain't. But hey, I just threw the Scully thing out there, right? But let me say what Turkey said as I was looking at that interview earlier with him, and I caught what he said. He said, my standards. He said, I'm going to let Canelo know who his opponent is in May. Man, listen, Turkey don't be playing no games about people, who you get in there with. I don't know what he got lined up for Canelo. It could, I don't think he want to go overboard because he knows the type of money that Bud and Canelo fight going to bring in. But after that, what's next? He's going to call the shots. Will David finally get his shot if everything goes playing, or is he all the way out the picture? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
And he at 175?
Yeah, but you know what he said, though? He told Turkey he'll come back to 168 for Canelo. He's willing to come back to 168 for Canelo. I don't know how easy it's going to be, but he said he would.
I think he should, worry about fighting somebody else, man, because he is 68 now. I'm 75 now. It's over.
I think he should worry about Arthur or Duval.
Oh, Biffle. Yeah.
Biffle. Yeah, he should worry about one of those two. I favor him against one and not the other, but it just depends.
Yeah, I know it's Bob. Go ahead, CTK. My fault.
Oh, no, go ahead. I can wait.
Yeah, I was listening to his father in the interview, and it seemed like the plan right now is to win out of Bivol and Arthur. So he haven't really said anything about Canelo. You know what I mean? Yeah. So seemed like from what his dad was saying, they focus on 175. You know what I mean? But if it come about, and then they go there. But I like Rio just said, he had 175. He got a couple fights there. Just had one of his probably the best performance in his career with second and third fight at 175. He don't need to be independent in that. You know what I mean? And now with this win against Morrell, it Stockton went up. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
David Morrell is that skilled, and a lot of people really believe in David Morrell. He is tough. He is sharp. I like him. Just
Me too.
he was getting in there with Dave. I didn't have him beating him. You know what I mean? But I got him beating a lot of people behind. But you see how much respect Dave got for beating Morrell. So he didn't raise the bar for himself, and he's becoming his own thing. So he don't even need Canelo. You know what I mean? He don't need Canelo. You know what I mean? So he keeping it moving right there, 175, and getting the win out of Better Beef and Bivol. Who ain't gonna pay for that? Shoot.
Right.
I know I'm gonna pay for it. Yeah. So he got some real tough fights in front of him, and his dad said one more guy at that weight class. I forgot who it was, but if somebody say the name, but he was talking real good, and he said these guys that he's talking about, Bivol and Better Beef, they real dangerous, but that's where they want to be at. You know what I mean? Because and they ain't a good space right now.
Yeah. What about this though? What do y'all think about Maria? Okay, if Benavidez is getting a winner, what about Maria getting a loser?
Heck yeah. I like that. I think that'd be great. That's something that every boxing fan will enjoy. That's a fight that no matter if I wasn't a hardcore, doesn't matter if I was a hardcore casual. That's a fight that you can't complain about because it's good matches. So just imagine, all right, Arthur and Bivol. Let's just say Arthur win, and then you got Benny fighting Arthur, and then Morrell and Bivol. And I would rather see a Morrell and Bivol matchup. First, more so than seeing Morrell go against Arthur. But Morrell and Bivol, come on, man, that's a match made in heaven. You talk about styles and everything. That's a good fight, man. It's a great fight because Bivol is the truth. Bivol bad boy. So I like Bivol. He's one of the best in the sport right now. I mean, and that'd be nice. And I know this was a learning lesson for Morrell. So I'm excited and interested in seeing Morrell performance in his next fight because I know they didn't took something away from that fight and added on to his IQ and everything that's going on. So he got in there with a guy that he found out that was not just good, but way more seasoned, baby. You see what I'm saying? So he found out that, the meat that he's serving was bland. You know what I mean? So he had to go over there, come down there to Brother's Barbecue. You know what I mean? and get the real deal. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So either way, that's great boxing matches. Something it gives us something to talk about, and I like it. You know what I mean? And it gets us away from the upper weight classes too. I mean, I love the smaller weight classes, but it gets boring to me to keep on talking about the same old guys, the same old scenario. So we can have these talks and put our attention towards 175 with what can be the fights that can be made there, just with David versus David just last week. Yeah, heck yeah. And I think they should do it like that. The loser got the loser, the winner take the winner, and then bam, bam. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's decent, man. So I'm with that. I'm pretty sure everybody will agree with that.
Yeah, I'm looking
On
at
that note, man, I'm gonna say this, man.
Go ahead, BBO.
It's your boy BBO. It's your boy CDK. Crush the Legend. Hey, man, we're gonna be back tomorrow, man. Your boy BBO about to go to bed, man. So
Yeah, I heard you snoring a little bit. You were struggling with the snore, bro.
yeah, so
We out, y'all.
let me take my time about the bed. I see y'all, man. Peace.
Peace. CDK, where you going, love?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching BVO. And if you're down with BVO, subscribe, and join the community. Have a great night.
We out of here. Out of here.